Welcome to the show.
Thunderdome.
I took my words.
Gotcha. Too slow.
Words that were in my mouth, that were in my brain. You took them.
The Thunderdome.
You gotta be quicker on Spencer and I. We're sharp as they come.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Sharp as a marble.
The roundest one in the bunch.
That's right.
Well, welcome, children. Welcome, everybody. Episode 45.
45.
Finally, Paul.
That's right.
Finally. Dude, the amount of time I've asked you, like, hey, what's this episode in Spanish? He's like, I don't know.
He knows the odd one.
Yeah, he knows the 45er.
Man, 45.
Crazy,
We're not
dude.
canceled yet. That's
We're not
amazing.
canceled. It's amazing. Hey, don't give up hope yet.
I was just
Could
going to say
happen.
that.
With our next guest, might get us canceled.
Don't.
Yeah.
Why would you
Yeah.
assume it would be me?
It's to be a trophy. Then we can just rebrand ourselves.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
Yes,
I'm
definitely.
the reason.
Yes.
Definitely.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I was going to say, if our guest right now doesn't get us canceled, I mean, I think we're through the thick of it, yeah?
Yeah.
I borrow your team.
Speaking of our lovely, cheerful guest over here, Kelsie Sheren.
Hey.
Hey, CEO, veteran, author, podcaster, wifey, mama of Uno, and I'm sure a gangster of many other things.
Yeah.
Welcome to the shit show.
Hi.
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 Hello.
Hi, guys. Hi. How's it going?
It's great. Thank you for making the trip from Canada to Southern California just for us.
No problem.
Long drive.
I'm always here just for you. It was no problem. I specifically flew just for you.
Dude, I mean, I don't blame you because we are amazing, but
I wouldn't either.
you know, so
Well, that's good because you had Spencer Zoom on your podcast and you drove down or flew down.
I mean, Spencer wasn't allowed in the country at the time.
Oh, that's
true.
right.
I had a lot of pending charges.
Yeah,
it's very true.
It's just how it works. Sorry, man.
Didn't really want you to bring that, but you know, whatever. It's fine.
We're
Everything's
here.
fine.
We're here now with it.
You know, that's the past.
Sit
and
in it.
we're over it.
Oh, okay.
But how were your travels?
The
I
travels?
heard they were really smooth.
Yeah, they were actually pretty interesting. Coming from Canada, we have this lovely communist style country right now. And so we had to do COVID tests. Then we had to get paperwork. And the border said you can cross the border if you're considered essential. But the only way you can be considered essential is if it's for business. So we did that. And they said, get your employer to write you a letter. So my husband and I looked at ourselves and said, well, we are the employer. And they said, well, write yourself a letter.
Oh my God.
So we did all of that. We got the other letters and we got to the border and they said, no, actually you're not essential. You pay U.S. taxes, you have U.S. employees, but you are not essential. You donate to U.S. charities, you're still not essential. Turn around and fly. So then we turned around and we flew and paid $600 in COVID testing to be able to come down. And then we got here and stayed with some friends and we've been bouncing around. Yeah, it's been good. Oh, and then Allegiant or Dick's.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the thing with Allegiant, what happened is, and like this is not the first time they've done this to me. This just pissed me off this time because I was already annoyed. Yeah. So this is how it works. A lot of airlines, American Airlines are actually like this. This isn't just Allegiant. I believe Delta is also the same, a few other ones. And so how it works is they give veterans 2 free bags. Okay, cool. Like each bag's $50, $60. That's always nice to get I'm not asking for a lot. I'm not even asking for it. I only brought it up because you said my bags are overweight. And so I was like, well, fuck, I don't know where I'm going to put anything. So I handed them the ID, and then the lady looked me straight in the face and said, yeah, you don't count. And I said, say it again. She said, unless it's American, you don't count. And I said, well, I said, that's fucking disgusting. And she goes, your language is disgusting. I was like, no, you're fucking disgusting. I want you to know that. And she just looked at me. I was like, who do I call? She's like, you can call customer service.
Oh, God.
And I was like, great. Okay. Thank you, dickhead. And so we took our stuff. They made us pay for just 1 bag or whatever. And then we went on our way. And then I blew them out on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't stand them. This isn't the first time. I shouldn't be shocked and I shouldn't be disappointed because it's like this every time. But I go through this phase of serious frustration because the rest of the world thinks it's just America that fights these wars. And it's not that these countries that, Canada and Britain and all, we're not asking for recognition by any means. We don't fucking want it. But like, if you're an international airline and then you are actively telling another person with the same ID who's done the same things that that's not valid, you're not valid. And I looked her right in the face and I said, so next time one of your buddies is bleeding out, I just leave him on the floor because it's not valid. Like it's such a ridiculous just statement to me for someone to say that. And it's just so invalidating and just disrespectful. Not that we ask for you to fucking bow down, but just don't be a dickhead. Don't like, you could have just been like, you know what? Sorry, the only valid ID we take is American IDs. And I would have been like, cool, you take American IDs, I understand. But when you say you're not valid, what you've done is not valid, like who the fuck are you working at a goddamn airport to turn around and tell me that?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
could you imagine the gall? The straight up gall.
Oh, it was like 4 women too.
Oh,
she should have just been like, yeah, I'm gonna honor you. Thank you for your service.
Move on. I would have been like, okay, you know what? Cool. I understand. Like I looked at my husband, like if you would have just said to me, we only do U.S. veterans, because it's the company policy. Thanks anyway, and give me my ID back, I would have been fine with that. But when you go, you're like, this isn't valid. Like you're just that.
You don't count.
You don't count.
Your sacrifices and everything that you went through just doesn't matter.
Well,
now.
and it's like whatever. It's not even just me. I don't give a shit about me. It's like the principle it sets for individuals and how they think it's acceptable to talk to a human being and think that they can devalue anybody's anything, whether it's a police officer or a fire member, paramedic. It just sent me off the edge. Yeah. So I was like, I don't normally do those things on Instagram, but I just like, he was like getting the hot dogs and I was like sitting there and I was like, I'm gonna be a sassy bitch. And
you're like, I'm unsupervised, so it's going down.
That's all it was, is I was unsupervised. And you can look at Brady's in the room, you can look him in the face, and he'll say the same fucking thing. He left me unsupervised with my cell phone after I was angry.
My God. Yeah, I had to share it too.
I appreciated that so much. I can't even tell you how much that meant, because it's like he said to me, it's like, I understand why you get upset, but I don't, he goes, I don't quite understand why you get that upset. I said, because he goes, like, it's like that with every airline. You know, you've been told this before. What's the difference now? And I said, the difference is I'm just getting so fed up with it. We have this way about our culture and the way that we think and work, but for whatever reason, vets just for some odd reason are still always just kind of in a lower level of a conversation. Not just vets too, but like first responders and all of that. And it doesn't quite make sense to me. And it's like people think they have permission to be a certain way to people, and they just don't. And we're not asking for much. We're just asking not to be a dickhead. Just don't be a dickhead. I'm not literally asking you to bow down to me. Yeah. Just don't be a dick.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, you'd think that would be common knowledge at this point.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah, sure do.
Sure do.
But yeah, I think it's pretty apparent these days is we're just dealing with all sorts of fucking stupidity and ridiculousness. But
the struggle is real.
So you've obviously, if the listeners haven't figured it out yet, you are a veteran. Could you dive in that a little bit? Your, little snapshot of your history with that?
Yeah. So I'll give a brief overview, and we can kind of pick into it as we go. So I served in the Canadian military as an artillery gunner from 2009 to from 2007 to 2011. I was an artillery gunner for Canada.
Don't make me fact check you.
No, I deployed in 2009, so I kind of count, So and then 2009 I deployed with Canada, and then I was borrowed by the British to go on operation with them, and then I came back to Canada afterwards, and then I ended up being medically released and 3B med release discharge in May of 2011.
Interesting. Yeah. So it sounds like it all happened all so fast and quickly.
It happened incredibly fast. And I think that's the case with a lot of vets nowadays. Well, especially during active wartime, people were joining the military. And I'm sure what year again did you get in?
2002, 2006. So
okay, so you were right after
Iraqi freedom. Yeah.
Yeah, and so but you were like post 9/11, but like post 9/11, like you were right there.
Yeah, I actually went 9/11 2002. So a year, I left a boot camp.
Wow.
A year after.
Yeah. So cool. You kind of were in that stage where the recruitment was heavy and people were deploying and training was going actively. And so that's kind of what happened in Canada closer to like the 2005 mark, I would say. And then in 2007, and I'm pretty sure if I'm wrong on this, somebody please correct me, but in 2007, Canada became an ISAF force instead of like a UN type mission. And so when that happened, Canada ramped up its efforts to get combat arms moving and going and trained and all of that. So when I got in, it was a very quick turnaround due to the fact that we just really started pumping and we were doing tours. So, each base was on a rotation and there's only so many bases. So obviously you're going to rotate at a certain amount. And I was slated for 2. So I did the 1. And then if everything would have went fine, the following year I was slated again. So they do a minimum, I believe, of 6 months in the country. You have to be back home in 6 months. The soft guys don't have to do that. They do a different whatever they do stuff that's different than us. So their timelines of in-country, out-of-country kind of situations can be much different. For us, it's very much, you go on rotation, you take this much time off, you do this type of, make sure everything's good, and then you can, if you want, or if they ask, who am I kidding? Who if you want, you go back out on rotation again.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of how that works. So it was like 2007, I finished high school and went into college. It just wasn't for me. And I made a lady on a bus. And within that, I, kind of figured out after having that conversation that the military was something I wanted to do. And for whatever the reason, it wasn't that I really had military family. I wasn't like a big military person, but I knew as soon as I met this woman, for whatever reason, I was supposed to meet her. She's at the right place at the right time. And she had her shit together. She was just this tight ass, like old school, badass Air Force woman. And she hadn't left an impression on me. And within that, I was thinking to myself, like, fuck, I want to be like that one day. Whatever that is, whatever causes that, I want to be like that. And so I quit college that day. And then I went to the recruiter's office and I kind of had a chat and was told that I'd be too small to do infantry, which
you are 5 foot, absolutely nothing.
But here's the thing though. I think now, like looking back, I think I probably just had a shit recruiter that could have just tried to push me through. But because they needed people as quickly as they did and they were turning people, I think they just knew or thought they thought that it would be easier if they pushed me through another trade because it would be less shit and that I would have a better chance of actually making it through. So, the rotation for like VR, like voluntary release and all that wouldn't be as severe. So they're like, the chances of her staying in this, we'll put her in a different trade. So yeah.
So they took one look at you and were like, we need to like
give her a different job because what she wants, we're going to advise highly that she does not do that. So,
wait, but you think they jumped on it because they thought you were going to wash out? Like you were just...
Yeah, I mean, I was small. And like at the time, I mean, if you think about it, like the PPCLI infantry, they're one of the gnarliest infantry units out there. They're dialed guys. And I knew a sergeant that was like, no joke, like 5'3", 5'4" in basic training. And this guy he was a brick shithouse. He was a fucking beast. And he was a jumper. So he was the 3rd Battalion, I believe. And so I knew it was possible. I knew the possibility was there and I knew I could do that. But to somebody who's untested and they don't know you and they don't know what you're capable of, obviously it makes sense that you don't want to waste resources at any way, shape or form. And so I got it. But, at the time it was kind of like, well, that's what I want to do. And so in my mindset, really, I figured I might remuster. Like, you know what I mean? Do the training and then like I'll remuster out. Yeah. Because a lot of people are doing that in basic. I didn't know you could do that. You could like sign up and then finish at the end of basic. And if you wanted to remuster, you could put paperwork in to change trades. Yeah. Even if you haven't tried it yet. Yeah. And so I tried to do that and that didn't work either. So I'm an artillery gunner or was an artillery gunner, I guess. Yes.
And the rounds you were shooting were pretty much the size of you?
Yeah, they're 100-pound rounds, 100 to 105. And they're the 155 millimeters on the M777 howitzers.
Fuck.
Yeah, they're fun. They're a good time. If you ever get a chance to go like watch people shoot live artillery or you ever get like a chance to go, I don't know what you guys have done here, but I know some people up there, like the reserve units will do like demonstrations and stuff. But if you ever get to go watch like a gun troop work or you Google how like an active gun troop, it's like magic. It's symphony of music and this movements and everybody knows their jobs and trades and how they do and what they do. And it's pretty cool to watch.
And that's one of the funner ones to watch in slow-mo.
Yeah.
It's the big shockwave and it's just... Yeah, it's pretty cool.
We talked off air and we were talking about, owning guns and you're like, pistols just don't do it for you. And I was like, I wonder why. Because you started from like the top of the mountain. Like, why would you go back down, right? Well, it's hard to work backwards there.
Well, the thing is like, I wish I was trained more on them too. And so I didn't get trained on those. We got the basic routes of like handguns, but officers and like the sergeants and above when you're on a deployment, they're the only ones that get a personal. Everybody else just has a C7 or a C8. And so we don't have those. So I wasn't like super trained. I could like take them apart. I could clean them. I could fire them. I could do the thing with them, but I wasn't confident enough in them. And so to me, they're not fun. And if I don't feel 100% confident, I don't want it in my house. Yeah. And so if I decide to ever get something again, I would probably have a few friends come up and rework me on some things.
But you can't anyways. You're in Canada, right?
Yeah, we can have some stuff, but it's barely anything.
Oh.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, what's the protocol with that?
I don't even know the ins and outs because that's how bad it is. Like, I just don't even bother. I know you can have like hunting rifles. You can't have AR style rifles anymore. So you can't get a C6 or a C7.
I remember that happened not too long ago.
No, that was fairly recent.
Yeah. Overnight, right?
Yeah, it was very, very quickly.
Trudeau?
Don't fucking call him my boy again.
Your best friend.
I will light your beard on fire.
Speaking of lighting things on fire, should we get these little stogies going?
Yeah. Fire. You know what's really funny about this is like there's going to be so much smoke from it.
Yeah.
That I almost thought for a second to myself, I was like, I wonder what the cameras are going to be like.
Yeah, it should be interesting. It might look like a Snoop Dogg concert.
Well,
there, but that's fine.
Let's go on air, Kelsie. You've hadn't smoked since you were 15. You're saying
a cigar? I haven't had a cigar in a minute. It's been a few decades.
This is gonna be fantastic. Yeah. So for the listeners, we decided to mix things up here. Little stogs. We're gonna do boozing with the boys here shortly, but we're only doing one kind of boozing with the boys here. But yeah, why don't we get started here? Yeah. Here we go. Hold on.
I'm going to enjoy this, so I'll fill this space. I'll fill this awkward space. Here's an ad for Brass and Unity team. So everybody, you can go to brassandunity.com right now, and you can get any of our products, and we donate 20% of the proceeds. Average bitch. And then all of those proceeds, they do incredible things. We work with charities to help with mental health, life and limb, and so go get them at brassandunity.com. Welcome back to the show, boys.
Okay, well,
that was a good ad.
That was a great ad. It's like you've done that before. It's so weird. So I'm going to ask you a question right now as you're trying to light that cigar.
What? What?
No, get that thing going.
Okay.
Get that guy going, Chief. Your company is Brass and Unity, and we are going to dive in that a little bit later. But a couple things I did want to talk about. We dove in a little bit. You being in Canada, being part of the Canadian Army, getting pretty much pulled out to go fight with British and U.S. Correct?
Yeah. So
the Black Watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you, for people who don't know, really understand that, if you could just dive in that.
Okay. So it's a little bit different because we were already working with the Americans. So the unit. When I deployed, we went to FOB Ramrod, and that was already an American FOB and a forward observation base. And so that was out in the May 1 district. And those guys out there were already working with a Canadian unit. So we were just ripping them out. My husband's laughing his ass over there right now. Look at him. He's taking photos like a creep because it looks like a creeper. Stalker. So yeah, we went out there, and there was already a reservist unit there. So the Weekend Warriors, I love them. I'm just fucking with you. We all call you Weekend Warriors. Chill out. So
offended.
Be offended. Everybody's offended. Everything I say. So we went out there. We ripped them out, and we had like a quarter of the FOB to ourselves, and that's where the 2 artillery guns were, and we could move them around in any which direction we needed to and shoot. And one of my favorites was when we shot over top of the FOB itself, and we did it like at 5 a.m. in the morning. And we didn't tell any of the Americans we were going to do it. And it just woke people up. Yeah. And they hated it so bad. They were not, you know what that's like to have artillery near you just go off randomly when you're not expecting it. It's super ideal.
Yeah.
It sounds like a great idea.
Yeah. It's the best. When you're on my side of it, it's kind of all of the things.
Or when you're immune to it, you're just like,
I can only imagine like being in that position where you can just blast off like biggest and best fucking things ever and just watch it go explode.
Taxpayers' dollars going.
Oh, and that's the
Thank
best
you
part.
for my service.
Thank you for my service. I got to blow everything up. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Hey, Sensor, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh my god.
How's that cigar? What do you think?
Yeah, dude, this is actually quite tasty.
That was the Don.
You got the dark. You got the Wesley Snipe.
You got the Don Diego. That's just $60, and then
this is a $60.
Why are you spending $60 on cigars?
Jesus,
brother,
you're a liar. You're lying.
You have to be.
They're both 80, so you're good. Enjoy it.
Shut the fuck up.
Do not let it go to waste,
dude. I need to Google it.
So much pressure.
Yeah, she's it's so good. Oh my god.
Oh please, I brought my own. Let's be honest. This is just a different step in a different direction. Yeah. It's no different than
different step in a different direction.
It's fine. Way to put it. It's fine.
Paul, I'm gonna give you 1 second as I chalk in a slower motion to get your.
Oh, that was a screaming male.
Oh, it's a screaming man.
It's the cue for
WTF.
All right, thank you, Spencer. Thank you for giving the heads up. Yeah, Kelsie will feel you, man. This is my segment where I blow your mind with either conspiracies, fun facts, or just weird shit.
I like
Hence the word WTF. This one's dedicated to you. and
Wow.
your beautiful husband.
What a guy.
Oh, he's
beautiful husband.
He's beautiful.
Yeah,
He's not
he
the only
is
one that calls him
beautiful.
beautiful.
Yes.
Wow.
What do you
What
call
a guy.
him? Rue? What's his Rue?
Rue's, yeah. Do you guys want to know why I call him Rue?
Yeah, please.
Yes,
Okay, well, do
please.
you want to do
dive
this
in.
first? You want to know?
I want to know.
Okay, it's stupid. You ready? So when we first started living together, we moved into his parents' house when I got out of the military, and they let us live there graciously for a year and a half without paying for anything. So we were very fortunate, and we saved for a place, but we were on each other constantly.
Jeez, Paul's used
Paul
to a
can't handle.
G-rated.
Paul's very G-rated.
He is.
His mind is a gutter. This is what's happening, and so
Oh,
Paul.
Rue's getting ready.
You
Oh,
ready?
look at him. He can go.
He's
Posturing up.
relaxing.
Look
He's
at him. Wow.
posturing. Yeah, posture.
Wow.
Peacocking.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to peacock. Let's please.
Yeah, a beautiful man like that. Come
I
on.
know. So anyway, we were always on each other. And so his parents started saying, you two are like two kangaroos. You never get off each other. You're just always on each other. One's in each other's pouch. And I was
Oh, there
like,
it is.
kangaroos. And
The
so,
Roo.
and our son's named Jack. And then there's
Jackaroo.
Jackaroo. And then he's got like kangaroo everything in his room. So
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
yeah.
cute. Very,
Yeah, we're lame. It's cute.
very noble.
That's like a cute lame.
It's
I
a
mean,
cute name, right?
yeah, yeah.
So like Rue is like if we had a girl, it would have been Rooney.
Rooney.
Yeah.
That actually probably could have been a pretty dope name.
I know. And then we got a boy, so we got Jack. And so by boy, I mean we got Bam Bam.
Bam Bam.
Oh, there you go.
I like that.
Yeah, we got
I
a
like
Bam
that.
Bam.
Yeah, that's cute lame.
I like it.
Wearing two masks, not a good lame. That's a bad lame.
Just had to go there immediately, right?
Yeah. Well, we'll get there a little
Okay.
bit. Yeah.
We'll dive deep.
Yeah.
We're going deep.
First, we got to get to Paul's favorite segment.
All right, here we go. So, like I was saying, it's dedicated for you guys. Canada fun facts.
Ooh.
Great.
They're not that cool. Anyways, here we go. Canada has 20% of the world's fresh water.
Yeah, it doesn't shock me.
All right, cool.
Yeah, because think about that.
I know nothing about
We've got a lot
Canada.
of mountains, right? We have a lot of runoff.
I have no
I
idea.
mean, I could think that. I'm wondering where those would be though. Probably up towards Whistler area in the mountains. I would think.
Where we're going to be snowboarding, skiing.
Rue is agreeing
Yes.
like a good,
Next winter.
male kangaroo would.
Yes.
Here we go. Longest highway in the world. Trans-Canadian or Canada Highway covers an astonishing 4,860 miles. I'm sorry, it's not kilometers.
It's okay. It's end to end. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. Knew that too. My parents are long haul truck drivers.
All right.
That's right.
Yeah. Mama and daddy for the win.
The oldest rocks on Earth can be found in the Canadian Shield. They were about 4.2 billion years old. And Rue's happy?
Yep. Yeah. We've got dinosaur stuff up there too.
All right.
We find T-Rexes up there.
Here we go. This is your bread and butter over here.
Okay.
Quebec
Ugh.
manufactures more than 77% of the world's
Maple syrup.
Hey!
Yeah, knew that one. Just watched a thing on Netflix
That's
about
what we
it.
should have done for boozing with the boys.
Drinking-
Just shots of
Maple syrup.
Oh, God.
Just different kinds. That would've
Just
been
sipping
good.
different maple
Just
syrups.
eating pancakes the entire time.
like a connoisseur. Like I need to try this one.
Yeah.
We just have.
But
little
like you
mini
don't
pancakes.
actually swallow. You like spit it. you know,
spit it out.
Yes.
Like
oh yeah.
that would be entertaining. Fuck, that would go. That's a good
That's
idea.
content right there. I don't
That's
care what the
content.
fuck you say. That's
No,
content.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That's impressive.
Are you guys in love with maple syrup? Or is it just like a thing?
No, it's like it's a huge thing. Like especially back east when I grew up, we used to go to the Sugar Bush and they pour
The
it.
sugar.
Yeah.
Oh, Spencer's
My
name in high school.
favorite-
Yeah, that was
Dude, that's so weird. That was my nickname in college.
I know,
That's
right?
crazy.
I know.
I'm going to smell your sugar bush.
Oh, it
When you
went
say
so
it like
bad.
that.
All right, next one. Here we go. This is why you guys are so smart. Because Canada is ranked most educated country in the world.
Shut the fuck up.
More than 50% of the population has spent post-secondary education.
That's because we have a population that guilts their people into going to school.
They're smart.
I love it.
No, like my parents wanted me to go to college, and
You did for
it
a
was,
week.
For a
I
week.
went for a week. No, but we do. We have a large, like, think about it. We have some of the best universities. We have like McGill University. We have Western University of Medical. Like we've got UBC, which is a giant university for research. We have some of the best schools in Canada. Of course, our population is going to push their kids to go to these schools. My opinion is I don't believe anymore, at least, not every person needs secondary schooling. I think there is something possibly like that could be done better with their time. I mean, think about the amount of kids that actually just fuck off in school. They don't like, I think people who need to be doctors and lawyers and surgeons and things like that need to go to that type of school. But if you're wanting to be a tradesperson, a welder, that you don't need that. So I think there's a lot to that. I'd like to see more kids look at other options.
Yeah.
I could totally agree with that, and that's coming from an education background where there's people who just their minds
You
work
can't
differently.
say that with a bottle of small batch and a cigar in your hand
I
and go,
can
coming
say-
from an education background.
I'm missing
I
like the
educate-
leather-bound books behind me.
And it was like, I educate your children, America. This man here.
But it's true though. We talked about it on your podcast.
Yeah, you came on my podcast and undid your pants.
Okay, we can go there. Yep, that happened. I had to pee. Didn't think the camera was going to catch it. I had to undo the thing so my bladder could expand a little bit to give me a couple more minutes.
It happened.
It happened.
And I saw it. And the world saw it.
Well,
and guess what?
Consider yourself one of the lucky ones.
The few chosen, the few.
All right, Paul, hit us.
Next one. Here we go. Real quick. I got a few more. Quebec City is the only walled city north of Mexico in the North America.
Yeah, because it's the old city.
Oh.
Mexico old city. Yeah,
Wow,
it's super.
schooling.
The old city,
The
they
old
call
city,
it.
yeah. The old part of Quebec.
Hawaiian pizza was not actually invented by, was actually invented by an Ontario man, not the Hawaiians.
What?
Really?
Yeah, you guys
Did
are
you know that? He knew that. Of course he knew that. Fucking
Of
knew.
course, he.
Damn
this one
husbands.
shock you guys.
Damn Rue
I
out
know.
there.
Canada is known for being one of the world's friendliest countries in the
True
world.
story.
Not right now.
True story though.
But
I
normally,
went there when I was like 15-ish with a couple friends. My dad had a business trip out there. He went and did his thing, and we were just hanging out. 3 15-year-olds just wandering in a different country. That's going to go well, right? Get lost. Dude pulls over. You boys lost? Shows us exactly where to go. Like, you think anywhere else, like, definitely getting, like, sex trafficked for
I
sure.
was just going to say, and
Definitely.
you're trafficked.
Definitely. But he's like, oh, you boys lost? Hey, okay, well, you just take the ride over here. And, dude, it was...
Do you just get your accent
Brady's
from Letterkenny? Is that all that you do? Is that who you
uh,
impersonate?
That could have been...
That was a Letterkenny, because that is not how we talk.
Is that Norwegian?
Yeah, was that
Moose
Norwegian? Some Swedish?
Moose fever, eh?
Oh my God.
But yeah, anyway, on that note, very friendly people.
Cool.
For the most part.
You guys have been awesome.
Right now, it's a little rough.
I mean,
but
but I think we got the least friendliest one over here.
Yeah, especially in SoCal. You guys went from nice people to fucking bricks.
you know what? We've actually had the best trip we've had in the States in a long, long time. People are holding doors. People are saying thank you. People are saying excuse me. People are being kind. I'm like, what is happening? Where am I?
Yeah.
What?
No, it's funny because I usually walk around and I go, I'll pass somebody, random stranger. Howdy, how's it going? When I get into these like cities out here, it's almost like I don't know the word for it, but it's like I almost go in like overdrive, right? Where you just don't. It's just I'm not even trying to pretend to acknowledge you. Just growing up in LA, that's how it was. Okay, thanks,
here we
guys.
go.
I'm sorry
Right.
for you.
Canada
sorry.
has around 2 million lakes.
Yep. Yeah, we got a lot of little ones.
2 million?
That's what
What's the
I mean, I
What-
don't know.
what qualifies for a lake?
I was just
A body
gonna
of
say,
water?
How big?
well, Spencer, how big are you?
Ask her. She saw it on the podcast.
All right.
That took it to a new level really quick.
Canadians consume more macaroni and cheese than any other nation.
What the?
You know what? My son only eats macaroni and cheese and has for 5 years. So I'm pretty sure
your son.
it's my son. It's fine. It's
Oh,
fine.
my
I understand.
God.
It's okay.
There are approximately 500,000 Canadians who claim Norwegian ancestry. What happened there?
That's where my accent came from.
See?
Norwegian?
Clearly.
Yes, I would agree with that because I know I just recently did our like ancestry stuff, and even I had like 5%.
Oh, Viking, huh?
Yeah,
Sweet.
yeah, it makes sense.
I got the Viking in there. It's good.
The biggest city
Weird.
in Canada is Toronto.
Yeah, I could told you that.
Oh, dude, I know nothing about.
Oh,
Totally.
you guys, I know you guys aren't taught anything about any other
Oh
country.
no,
We the
we're
North.
fucking morons out here. I don't know
Yeah.
shit.
Wow, he takes a turn. He gets so aggressive so quickly.
Right?
Oh, I get aggressive.
Educator.
Wow.
The educator.
The
This is a
educator.
teacher. This is a calm, educated educator. Okay.
Definitely.
Doesn't know his geography, I guess.
No.
All right, last one. Here we go. Canada
Canada.
Canada is the world leader in mining uranium.
That's terrifying.
I'm gonna blame you guys for all the nuclear.
Don't do that. Don't
Yeah.
put that out into the
Blame
world. Like
them.
it's my fault.
That's you guys.
Don't them me. Them you.
You and Trudeau, you and your buddy.
Don't buddy me
Best
with that
friends.
shit. He
Word
no,
on street. Best
No.
friends.
no, not even gonna allow that. Not even gonna acknowledge that. No.
All right, so if the rails haven't come off already, let's make sure the rails come off now.
Oh my God.
Boozing with the Boys is going to be presented by 1792. Normally we have an array of different beverages to choose from. We're only going to stick with one today.
It's terrifying.
And it's 1792 Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. You're looking at a 93.7 proof.
Fuck.
How much did they pay you to do that?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But
You're a good person, my friend.
I know. So this was gifted to me. Shout out to Sean, who doesn't have an Instagram and probably doesn't listen to this.
Shout out to Sean. Any Sean in America?
Yeah,
Thanks, Sean.
Sean Smith. Actually, it's got the most white, basic, generic name of all time.
I feel like I should have sat on a pillow. God, I'm short.
Oh, we should have got you a booster
That's
seat.
okay. I should have used your child's booster sheet. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's fine.
We got one in here. If
No,
you
I'm
need
cool. I'll be
okay.
right.
All right, fine. All right. Well, apparently this is a very nice bottle.
It looks aggressive.
And I haven't cracked it yet.
Smell
You
it.
got to do it really close to the mic. And
Let's see if I can get it.
can you do it?
Oh.
A little mini pop.
That's why they call you Sugar Bush.
Old Sugar Bush.
Oh my God, your wife is gonna hate you.
Yep.
She already
Oh.
What?
Oh.
It's nothing. Here you go.
Oh no. Oh
Or
no.
or just pass it along.
Oh no.
Whatever you decide. to do.
I gotta walk out of here. You go first. Give me a minute. You guys
You're
are
fine. Everything's fine.
Oh my God, I smelled it out of one bye. Oh.
What?
I need a vessel.
I give you a glass. There you go.
Yeah.
It's fine.
You're just not gonna swig from the bottle? Okay, whatever. Classy. All
Listen. That's the way you do ads for people. You swig it right out of the bottle. That's how good it is. You can't wait.
Straight out of the teat.
You can't wait.
Yes. All right, so I'm excited for this. Later, so we were gonna do the normal beers and whatever, but I was like, dude, we're doing cigars. We can't do beers with cigars. Gotta do some whiskey.
Right? You digging that cigar too there? She's chiefing on that thing.
It's nice. No, I had to light it again.
The problem with cigars is that you gotta
we gotta get you one of those lighters.
the torches. Yes,
Yeah, that guy.
I agree. What happened there? Was that ash that just fell down?
Yes.
Very nice.
Class acts here, guys.
Oh no!
Oh my God, that's so much.
Nice, dude. Nice.
I
was just about to
this-
say, like with cigars, they need constant attention.
I was just saying that. That's why you have to babysit them.
Yeah, you do have to babysit.
I got a lot of things going on over here. A lot of electricity and
Listen, you've got a lot of liquid, a lot of electricity,
we're doing good.
a lack of focus.
Welcome to the Potty Mouth Podcast.
I feel
Yeah,
like
welcome to the shit show, as we like to say.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like that should be closer to the center. And now he's choking.
Yes.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Oh, give me a.
Hold on, you use the ashtray. What are you doing? Him and I are running a bowl.
I got a mug.
You're using a mug. You're an animal.
I'm using my shorts.
All right, I'm
He's clearly not using an ashtray.
I'm using my
over there.
thigh.
All right, we're gonna
he's
give
using
this
his
a
upper
taste.
thigh.
I'm a little hurt that you're not joining us, but it's okay.
Oh no,
I understand.
I'll do a little sip for a cheers, but that's it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
All right.
like, I also have to live tomorrow,
It's
guys.
true. It's true. Word
Is
has
that-
it that you have something important to do tomorrow, other than be on the Potty
Oh,
Mouth
that's a
podcast.
big. Oh my goodness! You
I
can't
thought-
pour it back. Just gonna pour some back.
I'm gonna pour. I'm not gonna. We're gonna. Shh.
Can you give us either
Oh.
a Canadian Force cheers or what do you got?
Do you have any
I
good-
don't. I.
Canadian cheers?
We would just go.
How about a French? Give us something in French.
Oh yeah.
Like what do you want?
I don't know. What do you say in French when you drink?
I didn't drink with a lot of French people, so.
Okay, give us a cheers in French then.
How about I just give you it's a pleasure, boys. It is
Okay.
a pleasure
In
to
Fr-
drink with you.
in
No,
French?
this is all you're getting in English.
It's not in
you're,
French.
You're
Okay.
you're not getting
sure?
French.
You
No.
sure?
Okay,
no.
some French.
No.
Cheers. Here we go.
Cheers.
How about ta gueule?
Oh.
Shut up. Okay. That's actually smooth, but okay.
Hmm.
That was I'm
Pairs well. She's pouring-
pleasantly
She's pouring more.
No, I'm not pouring more. Yes, here, 1 second. Let me just no.
Yeah.
I'm pleasantly surprised.
That was pretty good. I'm excited about that. And
It was sweet. Is
yeah,
it sweet?
there's a
Was
little
that me?
little sweet
it's good.
finish on it. Yeah, that's pretty good.
It was impressive.
Our friends over at Reload Rub probably be able to take us to school on this. They do a lot of bourbon tasting on their podcast.
Yeah,
So
lots. We're just drinkers.
We don't know.
You're just casual
shit.
drinkers.
Yeah.
I go, I like that, or I didn't like that.
That one was not good.
Yeah, that was a no-no.
That hit me in my no part.
I felt it down deep in my plums. I didn't like that one.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Oh.
what,
I don't have a little voice like that. So.
Okay, Mr. Tough Guy.
He can't go that low.
I
Can't go that low. Okay, so
whisper song like Joe Biden.
hey, let me whisper in the ear.
Listen, Mama, let me whisper in the ear.
I'm just gonna do the rest of the podcast.
God, like the or ASMR kind of a deal.
What do you think about that? That whole shit show of Mr. President Biden there whispering.
I didn't see much of it. I just learned really quickly that I can't watch that man.
Yeah,
I can't watch your politics.
So what's really great is to hear somebody like her pop in here, who's literally from another country, and just what do you guys think? What's going on down here? When you're like open the window and you look down to the U.S., you're just like,
well, normally
you guys all right down there? What's happening?
Well, normally we just feel like it's a disaster. But right now we're on such an equal playing field of a shit show that I'm having such a hard time judging you.
Yeah,
I can't even judge you at this point.
Let's say before Trudeau decided to be a complete fucking dictator, before that happened,
right?
What were your thoughts on the U.S. before that?
It's a no place.
It's a no place.
I didn't want to get hurt or shot. From a legitimate standpoint, like this, I'm talking about times when you guys went through like a good year of just shootings.
Well, yeah,
I mean, system. Like that terrified the fuck out of me as becoming a parent. Yep. Seeing that, honestly, I was like, the idea that could just happen, and it happens all over the world. Don't get me wrong, it happened. There was some like mass killings in China at some there was some targeted stuff at daycares. So, it happens all over the world. It really does. Malaysia, there's shootings. It's not just the U.S., but from the way being attached to the country that it was happening to and where it was happening and the frequency it was happening, it was honestly terrifying. I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah.
No, and the problem I have now, I'm a new dad, whatever, but the problem I've always had is that they think more rules will help drop these, these shootings, these mass shootings, these attacks on schools and whatever. They think more gun control is going to help things out.
But I think the problem is,
and you guys have pretty strong gun.
We have very,
laws.
very strong gun laws. I mean, not as strong as people like Australia,
or nobody can unless you're right. Unless you're police, right?
Yeah, they outlawed guns like after their very first, like I think it was like their first school shooting, and they were like done, they're off, no more. Like it took one time, and then I agree with it on a level, and I don't on another. So I don't really stand. I don't know where I stand because I can appreciate it as to why, because you want to outlaw that completely, but after being in the military and then seeing how things work and how government can work and or not work, and seeing guns taken away or countries that are, only the people who have guns are the bad people, it ends up being lopsided and not good. So I struggle with it because I haven't had to deal with anything like you guys have in Canada in terms of schools and like that kind of horrific stuff. Fortunately, we're very fortunate. I haven't had to deal with that. But when I look at the gun laws, I still think it's everybody's right to get and do what they want, and they should be able to protect themselves. Where I kind of get annoyed is with the lack of respect for firearms and the lack of education and the lack of, when you get a weapon, what that looks like and what you have to do and who you have to be. Like I take issue with that because I think there could be better laws, and I think it could be done better. But for whatever reason, the way your system is set up, I feel like it leaves loopholes just like any other system, but I feel like it's left a lot of gaps and it's allowed a lot of weapons on the street that are a little sketchy. Like I think it's your right to have everything, but when you say that you need a 50 cal, like what the fuck for? Like I get it, but it's my right. Like I'm not saying it's not your right.
Yeah.
But like a 50 cal machine gun, bro. With like unlimited ammunition.
Gotta be fun to shoot though, right?
Oh, they're the best.
Yeah.
They're the best thing ever. But they scare the fuck out of me. Like, what do you need that for? I also know what it's like when people have weapons like that, and I know what those weapons are very capable of, and that terrifies me.
And you've seen evil, right? You've stared evil right in the face when you were.
And it's everywhere. So that's why when it's like, that's why I'm very like in the middle of the road. I'm very wishy-washy on it because I very much believe in one way, and I also can sympathize with the idea of the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just see nowadays where, especially with all the riots and all this other
it's so
bullshit
bad.
happening, I want to be prepared because I know that let's say in a perfect world, okay, all guns are banned now. You think all those guys are going to turn in their guns? No,
Mm-mm.
they're not. So all you're doing is crippling law-abiding citizens and not being able to protect themselves.
Well, and that's where like I kick in with that. Like that's the side I get. I appreciate that. I understand that. I agree with that. Did you guys see that video? I think it was Coffee or Die. Or what's it, Coffee or Die? It was like Black Rifle. One of them put it up on their Instagram, and it was during the Seattle riots. And it was a video of this guy, and you could tell this guy had been in the military or he knew weapon systems really well.
I know what you're talking about.
And then that anarchist pick up the gun, and he the guy just looked at me, and just fucking grabs it out of his hand. He unloads it, slings it over his shoulder. And
he
I'm
was a security guard for some high level somebody, and the guy. A cop car was literally, he grabbed it out of a cop car.
Right.
Yeah. And that's when like the Portland riots were like at their peak almost, where it was just absolute fucking chaos.
It was.
And this dude just he's wearing all black,
like a bandana,
goes in, grabs it. I think it was an AR.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. And this dude just walks right up to him in civilian clothing, grabs it, looks him straight in the eyes. He's like, get the fuck out of here. And the dude's just like, oh, okay.
Well, the guy, you could tell as soon as he picked it up, he had no clue how to handle that thing. He held it, and he looked like a child soldier. Like he just had no clue. And it was just the way he just grabbed it out of his eye. It was so forceful, and I laughed so hard. Yeah, it was solid. It was solid work.
No, I remember seeing that video, and it's just like, you were a child, and this guy is an operator at some point in his life.
Yeah, he has done something. The way he's just taking that from you. Yeah.
And then completely dismantled it within 3 seconds.
Yeah, there was no issues. Like click, 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 boom, done. Yeah, I appreciated that. That was fantastic.
And he had his own sidearm out too, and he's.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I remember that. That was intense moment.
They just released a lot of the shootings and the violence in a lot of those cities, L.A., Portland, New York. It's up astronomical. It's just ridiculous.
You mean all of the violence and everything that none of the politicians in those cities wanted to actually face? Or is that what you're talking about?
They don't want to address it. They just don't, because it'll put their career on the line. And that's wrong, because that's your community. You're supposed to be protecting your community.
For the people? Is that what I heard?
I think that's a big misconception, because last time I checked, it's been a real struggle for you guys when it comes to for the people. Mm-hmm. It's the same in Canada right now. It doesn't feel like anything is for the people.
No, it hasn't for a long time.
No, it's really for the people that have been running it, and it's obvious. And now it's becoming incredibly clear and obvious to individuals. And I'm hoping people start reading instead of just reverberating and watching the news and just.
Dude, I've referred to this, and I can't find it now, but there was a drawing I saw, and somebody threw it up on their Instagram, and it was this person sitting cross-legged on the floor watching a TV, and almost kind of like poltergeist-ish.
Yeah.
And it's just this like fume coming out of the TV into the person sitting in front of the TV, their eyes, and in smoke, it just says like toxic or something like that. And that's really what it is. It's just, they're just painting a narrative, trying to make you think one way over another. And you can't look in both ways. And I'm not going to pretend left over right over left. It's both ways, where it's so hard to find somewhere that's giving legitimate, credible information. Yeah. Everybody's trying to paint a picture, and it fucking sucks. Wow. It's terrifying.
Well, it's really interesting, because after you listen to podcasts where people have the ability to have a free conversation without ramifications or any issues, and you see people who are high-level people having these conversations publicly, and they're doing it where they feel safe, and then you go and you try to watch the news that's scripted. And my husband and I say it all the time, and it just makes you want to throw up in your mouth a little bit, because you feel it. You can tell it's scripted. It's annoying.
Is there any censorship for freedom of speech in Canada?
Yeah. So we don't
passed something just recently, right?
What?
C10, C15.
Was that what happened to do with speech?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they were going to be able to monitor social and something.
That doesn't shock me.
I think it literally happened like 2 weeks ago or something.
I love that you know more than I do.
It was one of Trudeau's like midnight. Oh, and now this is law.
Yeah. So he did that with the guns, and then with the speech, it's been we don't have. So you guys have like the number, like what's the First Amendment or something? That's like
freedom
the
of speech.
Freedom of speech. Yeah. Exactly. We don't have quite that.
That's crazy.
So like I know people have been sued for like comedy, if I'm not mistaken. Brady, am I wrong on that? Didn't we hear that? Didn't Rogan say that on something? Like one of the comedians got sued by a guy in Canada.
Young Brady.
Yeah, young Brady over
here. He's looking it up right now.
Yeah. So, but no, I remember that though, because it was a comedian. And he was talking about the festival in Montreal, like the Just for Laughs or whatever. So that made me think of it. But yeah, I guess like people have been sued. You can get sued for all kinds of things, and it's frustrating because depending on how you word it, people think it's threatening, or people take that shit seriously up there. It's really frustrating.
The moment you start taking comedy to that level where I didn't like your joke.
Then don't come to the show,
exactly,
though.
Right?
This is common sense.
Or you watch it on Instagram, Facebook, just keep swiping.
You know what I love about the comedy ones, though? Is like you paid to go to that.
Yeah.
But you
like,
paid.
You're telling me that you didn't do your research to know who's performing.
You paid to
night?
get offended or laugh.
Yeah. It's incredible.
It's stupidity.
I remember seeing when this whole fucking pandemic was in its beginning stage.
Did you just say pandemic?
Oh, did I say that?
Did you drop
That's
pandemic?
That's so
weird.
Rude.
Oh.
But when that thing happened, I remember seeing a viral video of a pregnant woman in Canada getting hauled off in handcuffs because she was filming outside of her window the police pretty much like sweeping the streets and stuff like that.
Yeah, that happened early on.
Yeah, very early on.
Yeah, that was bad. They also went into a church and took out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was recent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not great. Well, but here's the problem. These people are being told what to go and do. You think they want to be doing that? No. But we have bad leadership.
Yeah. And especially when the rest of the world has opened up. Even California. California is the staple for
California is open. Canada.
Canada, if you're listening to this.
There'll be people listening to. You know what's funny is my husband and I said recently, I'm so proud to be where I'm from, and I'm so proud to be a Canadian. And then this year happened, and I said, I've never been more disappointed in where I'm from, and I've never been more disappointed in some of the people and their actions. And then we came down for this trip, and we're sitting here, and we're like, this is the first time in our lives where we legitimately, we miss our son. We can't wait to go home to him. But this is the first time we've been, to go home.
If your son was here with you, there'd be no rush to get home.
You know what's no rush at all. You know what's really funny is I said to him, I looked at Brady in the airport in Wyoming. I said, we're bringing him. Somebody bring him. We're not coming back.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Well, Wyoming will help. That's a great place.
That's actually reassuring from Spencer and I, from our standpoint, that I just have a
again.
Well, I dropped my thing in the
Paul's
thing.
an amateur. You dropped his thing in the thing.
And I'm just chewing on some cud over
He's
here.
a man of very sophisticated words.
That's reassuring to hear that,
Yeah.
Well,
because California's been through the
ringer
with old
gruesome Newsom,
with old Slick over there doing his thing.
Every movie villain looks like American fucking Psycho.
A little bit.
Because he is one. But and he's finally gonna pay the piper here pretty soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
It's become.
How long does that take for that process to go through?
So it sounds like in fall.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
No.
Really?
It's going to be in fall, the recall. So in a few months here, pretty soon. But
so in that time frame, can he still keep?
He can still keep doing.
So
his
he doesn't
same
have
dumb
to
shit.
now that he's actually being actively recalled. There is no his authority doesn't stop. Even though it's going to happen.
You would think again, if you're getting recalled, you would think maybe we should take away some of his powers, and which already happened, by the way, where he was ruled by I'm brutalizing this, but I think it was the Supreme Court actually took away some of his ability to call shots because they had ruled that he had overstepped.
It should be as quick as impeachment. It should be the recall takes for it. We've been going at this since March, whatever.
Yeah,
and it's going to come.
Well, there was talk of this before March, wasn't there?
But yeah, and it was very early on. But yeah, it takes.
We needed 1.2 million votes, and then even when they did the recall, they did the recount, and there was 43 votes that were that were just.
Yes, that was great.
The team's we're gonna verify these. Yeah. They're all right, go ahead. And
no problem.
Yeah,
verified 43 votes.
No, actually, one of the guys, I forget his name. He's pretty quick. I like him. He's actually, I believe he's one of the people running against him for the recall.
Oh,
and he said, "Hey, congrats to the the recount voting team for Newsom. You got all 43 out of 2 million, votes.
7, I think.
Yeah. It was something like that. We're hey, congrats on the 43 that your team put together.
Solid effort.
Solid
guys.
work, guys.
Good job, team.
Yeah.
Hey,
that tells you a lot, though.
They tried.
Yeah, they tried. They tried to do everything they could. He He's doing tours on every kind of talk show now.
Oh, he was trying to give away like scrub parking tickets and stuff.
Yeah. He's doing everything he can, and he's gonna. And you watch, they'll just start doing more like, when you get vaccinated, you get free donuts. And it's like, when you vote for Newsom, you're gonna get like a free car.
He was doing a lottery.
He's doing that.
Millions. They did a lottery.
What?
And like, how is that okay?
But how is that okay? Voter manipulation on the highest scale in public.
How does that with tax-paying dollar or with money that could go to different funding? Like, come on.
How did that? I want to know how that was like pushed through and nobody.
This is my thing, and it's like in the millions of dollars.
Yes.
Could we just pick a block in downtown LA, put that money that you're trying to swindle into people,
maybe
right?
like
or you're trying to bribe people with
the
ridiculous homeless population that just LA itself.
You have 100,000 homeless 100,000 in LA. That's homeless.
just in LA.
Yeah, just LA.
Do something with that money.
It would be smart, you would think.
Did you just chug that whiskey?
Yeah, don't chug it,
bruh.
Did you just do that?
A little bit.
Why would you do that?
Because I was thirsty.
Oh my God.
Why would you do? You have water in your hand. Why would you do that?
Like a good idea.
Oh.
Because I want to get it over with.
I know I'm sipping it. I'm moderating myself.
Delicious.
I'm moderating myself. He's not. I'm moderating myself. But as it was really funny because I looked over at Brady for a second. My hair's driving me nuts. Sorry. I looked over at Brady for a second because before we started the podcast, he was like, "There's an In-N-Out down the road," and I'm like, "I won't be hungry." And then I was like,
"Look at him! Oh, look at him!" He's like, "Yeah, I got you, baby."
Yeah,
he's like, "I told you so."
Yeah, exactly.
After party munchies, In-N-Out.
Yeah, exactly. I got to take my earrings out because they're not working with mics. Keep talking.
Oh,
no, maybe
we're gonna watch
you. Stare awkwardly.
Andrew put all the cameras on her earrings.
All of them. Stare directly at my.
You know
what? You know what's really weird is I had
that you wearing earrings.
Well, no, I'm a jeweler.
Oh.
Let's talk about that.
What a plug!
What a plug!
I already did my first Brass and Unity ad on this show.
Could that be your slogan? I'm a jeweler.
I'm a jeweler.
Hey,
that's how you can use my intro.
Brass and Unity, I'm a jeweler.
You want to buy my jewelry?
You are into rap music. I feel like you could totally figure something out there.
I feel like I could have a rap career. Look, I'm wearing one earring like a weirdo. Look at me go.
I like it.
Thanks. Yeah, so no, I am. Yeah, so Brass and Unity is my company, and we use it as a tool for veterans. So what I mean by that is we take our products, we sell them, and we use them as not only awareness pieces, but we use them as a vehicle to get money to the charities. So when you buy our stuff, then we donate the money, and then we donate 20%. And so when you are from America, which I'm assuming most of you lovely listeners are,
we do have a nice little strong core group of Canadians.
Do you?
Watch your tone.
How dare I? Oh, good. So that you guys didn't let me know that. So I'm just shit talking my own country over here, and they're just
unfollow.
Gonna be like, and we're done with this bitch. So so that's what we do. And then when you purchase product, wherever it's shipped to or it's purchased from, that's where the money stays. So if you're American and you order something to even Blaine, which is literally across the street from me, that money stays in the U.S. and it gets donated to a 501(c) in the U.S. And so we work really hard to try to help with those charities. But, obviously with COVID, we lost 200 retail stores. And so we are switching over to e-commerce right now. And the thing with our company is we're not a nonprofit. I don't try to be one. I'm a for-profit company. I want to have a life one day. I have goals. But keeping that in and how I want it to be is we've had a goal set where we're going to donate. I want to donate $1 million before I start paying myself. We're at $500,000 now. And so it's not about, wanting to have a big salary. It's just about wanting to make sure that I'm doing what I set out to do. And what I set out to do was help veterans. I was tired of seeing friends kill themselves, and I was tired of seeing just this continuous homeless population growth within the veteran community, and addiction and suicide. Not only that is you've got operators who are 95% divorce rate, like the families, it's not healthy. And so I wanted to find some way to help, and I just didn't know how to do that. And once we figured out the whole jewelry thing for me, and I worked at that, that was the goal. The goal was start the company, get the company going, and then take that company and have it fund these charities. But when the company doesn't do well, I can't fund to these charities. And so with COVID, it slapped me in the face pretty fucking hard. And so we got time to focus on some other things while we, were going through COVID. We made, I know you don't like them, but at the time we made masks for hospitals in Ontario.
You know you don't like them.
Well, and not they're for they're.
Yeah, keep talking about masks. I'm just kidding.
Hey, Kelsie, just pull it up. Just come here. I want to hold your finger. Let's talk about masks. No, what happened was
I'm convinced that used to be just a finger cutter offer, and then they're like, "Oh, it works on cigars too."
You know, it can't not be.
It's a circumciser.
Oh, ouch!
Ow! Ooh! Actually, you know what?
Is it close?
No. Yeah. Here's the thing. Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, so I know this.
Circumcision.
Yeah, there's a doctor in Canada. I think it's like Dr. Pollock.
Kevorkian.
And I know of him because he not only does circumcisions, he does snips for the husbands. He does the circumcisions in the morning, and then after lunch, all afternoon, he does snips. And he keeps it so that patients can't overlap, so people who are getting snipped don't change their mind, so they don't run into babies on their way into their appointment, right? Brilliant. And so our son, we went and got him done. He has this like tool. It's like a patented tool, and his technique is like, I guess, all over the world. It's some ridiculous. This guy just cuts baby dicks his whole life. That's all he does.
I do not want to be known for that, but carry on.
And it's literally like, it goes like this, clips it in, he takes a scalpel, and he goes, poof.
Oh, God.
My son slept.
You're talking to a bunch of dudes. Like, we don't want to.
He slept through the whole thing.
Oh, my God.
I have pictures of it. I was like, bro, you're a champ. Like,
this is for Brady, right?
Sure. Brady's Jewish. It was probably done in the hospital room.
Yeah.
Brady, let's see it. Come on.
Yeah, right? I don't know. He's in the
See
bathroom.
how clean that is.
Camera won't be able to pick it up.
Yeah.
We need a wide lens for that one.
I'm convinced this is along the lines of an apparatus in that sense.
I'm with you.
But yeah, so the brand is really it's my everything, and it's what I do, and I do it not only, to help, but it also helps my mental health. I don't pretend that I don't get something from it. I get a lot from it. I get community from it. I get to help charities from it. I get to have conversations about mental health openly from it. I get things that just aren't money, which I am fine with. And so, we've got the podcast, we've got the Brass and Unity podcast that you came on. I'm feeling like you're going to need to come on an episode.
Oh,
I feel like
I wanted to talk about the podcast.
You said
but,
your guest list.
Have you said your piece about Brass and Unity?
Yeah,
I feel like there's way more about Brass.
What do you want to know? What else would you like to know about it?
Well, how did it start?
Okay, so you want to run to that? We can do that. Okay, so
oh, you want to talk about that? Fuck, fine. All right,
it's your show. Tell me what you want, brother.
Are you kidding me, brother?
Hey, brother.
Hey, brother. Just one of those. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Macho Man.
Yeah, that's what can I say. So yeah, I started the company because after the military, I was in a very bad place for a very, very long time, and there's no getting around trying to sugarcoat that. I just was very unhealthy. I was very suicidal. I was very depressed. I was in a very bad way, and I had a great life, and I had everything I wanted, but I was numbed out from drugs. I was treatment wasn't responding well. I wasn't well. And so my doctor...
You're talking about drugs, you're talking about your medicated drugs.
Yeah. So I was on like a laundry list of drugs for post-traumatic stress disorder that I'd had from when I was overseas. And then I stayed on those for quite a while. And we, would manipulate them, change them, switch them out, do all those types of things, try to level me out any way that I could. But the problem was...
You're currently off prescription, correct?
Yes, I'm currently 100% off prescription drugs, which is, thank you. It took since 2009, so what are we now, 21? It took a lot of crystals. It took a ton of crystals and a lot of weed. And then it took a beautiful ceremony with ayahuasca to really solidify that change and implement it. Yeah, so
I'm ready for ayahuasca.
You're not ready for shit.
Ayahuasca.
If you went to Mama Aya like that, she would shit whip you. She wouldn't even.
Really? I'm not ready for it?
No, you can't. You got to go in super clean. Like, you got to do a few weeks.
I cannot go drunk. There's no beer?
There's no alcohol.
What the fuck?
There's no alcohol. There's no bad food. There's no red meat. There's no nothing. Like, no joke. You got to do like you got to commit. This is not she is not someone to be trifled with.
Ooh, wow.
She will fuck your world up.
My nuts just like went.
And they should have, and they should stay there until you're ready.
Let's circumcise them right here.
No,
yeah, listen,
don't.
we just talked about this. I said to them, I was telling them about, hey, Brady, look at this. I was telling them about Dr. Pollock's thing. And
Brady's like squinchy.
Pretty close, right?
He's crossing his legs right now.
He's like,
yeah.
This is a very sensitive topic.
Well, because Spencer said this looks like it could have been like a tool for like circumcision, and I was like, fun fact,
I said finger cutting. You went straight to dicks. Okay.
No, I didn't. Was it me or was it you?
It was you.
Oh,
winner.
Because I said, you know what this reminds me of, and then I got into the topic of Dr. Pollock, and I was like, fun fact, and I told him about his whole system. It was fantastic. Anyway,
I can't believe you thought I went straight to dicks. How dare you?
Well. You look like you would. So
that's fair.
That's fair. Right. So Anyway, I decided, my doctor suggested art therapy would be a good idea for me. And at the time, I thought it was a ridiculous statement. Nevertheless, I gave in. And somebody also mentioned, crystals are a great thing for healing. And I was like, fucking all of them, then I'll eat them. And so, fun fact, did you know there's things called yoni eggs?
No.
Do you know what a crystal yoni egg is?
Please.
Goes way upside that hoo-ha.
Oh, my goodness.
Wait, what?
I feel like I just fucked you both.
Yeah.
Like a male hoo-ha?
No, like a female hoo-ha. So what it is?
What's a male hoo-ha, bro?
It can go in your ass too if you want it to.
Okay, there we go. See?
So
now you're talking his language.
Exactly.
Don't put your shame on me, Ricky Bobby.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
We watched that last night too. That made me so happy.
flick.
It's such a fantastic
I'm
movie.
glad you guys are.
Will Ferrell's actually our next guest. That's actually funny.
Thanks
for spilling the beans.
Don't you joke about things like having Will Ferrell on because I would die right now.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Sorry.
He's a god.
I know.
Keep
he
his
is.
Mouth.
He is.
Keep
Okay.
his name out of your mouth. So
save me, Tom Cruise.
That's right. Tiny Tom Cruise. So the way, it worked is I tried crystals. I went to some stores. I started building jewelry on the kitchen table with a drill, a pipe cutter, and a hammer. And I ruined a kitchen table. But I slowly stopped sleeping all day. And I slowly stopped wanting to kill myself every day. And I slowly started feeling like I had something to do. And then over time, people started buying it, like just local friends. And then my husband said it would be a good idea. He's like, if you think you want to do this, we can do this. And we can have a website and we can start talking about it and we can work on what a business would look like for this.
God, I want to marry him.
I know. That's
Gorgeous man over there with the mind like that.
I know. Look at him, like, right?
Circumcised and just ready to go.
All of the things. Yeah, he's perfect. I know.
Jesus.
I know. So I've been really lucky because I had someone to kind of walk me through the business process,
So,
not having education.
So it sounds like both of them had some extensive experience with business beforehand.
Yeah, so Brady owns Brady's a retired Supercross racer and he owns a
Small flex.
Yeah, it's fine. It's okay. It's my husband. I'll do it.
I'm sorry. I'm cracking up. Paul's puffing and it's just this cloud in front of his face.
Yeah,
just like,
you're worse than me right now.
Shout out.
Mr. Worldwide.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Worldwide.
That's not me.
Yeah.
No, I know, but it could be for now.
It could be.
Just with all of that happening.
Paul, have you ever shaved your head?
Huh? No.
Have you ever shaved your head?
Negative. I did. I can't believe I say this.
He's probably got
I did a
pictures.
2-clip with bleached in high school.
Oh, even my husband's eyes got
Priscilla,
real
if you're
big.
listening to this, find footage of
God.
this.
Can you send us photos?
Please do.
I need them.
All right, change
All right.
the subject. Oh, that was
Sorry.
terrible.
Oh, well, you let it out.
Hey, we've all been there, man.
Have we?
Well, you're blonde.
Yeah, but not anymore.
That's
You
gotta
don't
be
say.
hard to keep up.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah. Why didn't you want to just go blonde?
I look like a child.
What?
I look weird.
Really?
I look like I'm 14 again. Like I don't vibe with it well.
Oh.
It's too. You know what?
Was something you learned on ayahuasca? Or?
No, I learned it when I was blonde in the military, and I was
Oh.
like, that's not me anymore.
I can get that.
It's like, how people
Like,
after
turn the
people have like
page.
bad breakups and they cut their hair
Yeah,
off
yeah,
and shit. Yeah, that was me for the military. Got out, cut my fucking hair right off, like real short, and dyed it like as black as I could.
Wow.
I was like to match my soul.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
perfect.
weird. It's an interesting color you just decided to choose there.
Yeah, right?
Where we going?
Husband,
Husband is awesome.
father-in-law, right?
Yep. So Atlas is a neck brace company, and it helps to prevent cervical spine injury when you're racing with a full face helmet, whether it's downhill mountain biking, motocross, supercross, snowmobiling, anything really that has a full face helmet. It's one of the safest neck braces in the world. They have tiny little human ones, which is incredible because most kids, they start racing, they see their favorite racer and they're not wearing neck braces, but they're also having, that generation of paralysis and all of this compression issues. And so he invented this, designed it, came up with it all on his own. And now it's this ridiculous company. He sells them all over the world.
You plug the Instagram and website, please?
Just Atlas Neck Brace. And the website, I think it's Atlas Neck Brace Technologies or just Atlas Neck Brace. AtlasBrace.com. AtlasBrace.com. He's got a couple different things. And then he's also got Matrix Concepts, which is like all your garage accessories. So stands, tie downs, mats, ramps, gas cans, all you need to ride and do all your things. So
awesome.
he's kind of his own cool guy. Yeah. And then my father-in-law.
Sounds like there was kind of like a Make-A-Wish Foundation kind of a deal.
Yeah.
Where he just kind of took you under his wing.
I was like that kid when you call in and they're like, you're going to die. What do you need? And I was like, I need a husband
I need a
man. I need a man. No, I did not need a man. Fuck you.
I'm a strong, independent woman. I don't need no man.
Do you have a drag queen? Like, and because you need like an identity for what that just was.
Oh, well.
Whatever that just was needs a name.
That's why I stayed in the low octane. I just
because next time I find you ever going to a high octane, you're getting a nickname for that.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give you one for that. Just give it time.
I can't wait.
I'm sure it'll be ginger related.
Oh wow, that's okay.
Hey.
How do you know he identifies as?
Yeah, how dare you?
You cannot pick his identity.
Yeah.
Well, I can't, but I can assume.
His no, you cannot assume his pronoun.
How dare you
That's what gets
assume
you.
my pronouns?
Are you offended?
I am so hashtag triggered right now.
Spencer,
Why are you hashtag triggered right now? How about you hashtag calm yourself?
Okay.
I'm
Carry
gonna.
on.
You're embarrassing.
Wow. Well, that's not the first time I heard that.
Well, sure it won't be the last either, but your wife and I haven't really chatted yet, so give that time. You fucked yourself by introducing us.
I am fully aware.
Okay.
Fully aware. I took that on myself, and I'm prepared for whatever happens after that will happen.
I also apologize for the people I introduced you to.
Wow. That is very rude.
Well, you'll get it.
Oh,
okay.
That's interesting.
Your
foundation.
Yeah.
So,
How do I bounce back from that kick in the dick?
Yeah. So what I've been doing with the company since we started is we figured out how to run business. We started getting going. I started knocking on doors, making calls. And then I got people to start buying the product and it started to spread. And I started to go to trade shows all over the States and in Canada and started selling it. Get it together. You're an amateur.
Baby lungs. Look at, I'm almost done. Good tripping.
I have something else to do tomorrow where I have to have a voice. So I'm taking it easy.
Whatever, dude. You're the fucking kettle calling it. What is it called? The black something or other?
Something calling the kettle.
Don't want to assume it's color by any means, because we're all...
You're a horrible human being.
Again, not the first or last time.
All right, but your company's no slouch. You've been on featuring Ellen, Kevin Hart,
Let's back
Doctors. Backing up.
Ellen twice.
Ellen twice, my bad.
No, seriously, no, I don't care. No, we did Ellen. We were lucky to get Ellen because we had partnered with a celebrity named Beth Bears, and she's on The Neighborhood now, and she was on that TV show Two Broke Girls before. She's a great person, and she had an incredible sexual assault foundation that helps survivors, and they would pay for like this 3-day weekend with equine therapy, and therapists would come in and all this, and it was a really great program. And I got the opportunity to work with her because I was in Las Vegas, pregnant, at a trade show I didn't have tickets to, with a backpack full of samples, signing stores at a trade show you can't do that in. So I went to Las Vegas to the biggest like fashion show of the year, and I just would stop retailers who were looking to buy brands in the hallway, and I'd be like, "Hi,
Hey,
have you heard of Brass and Unity?" And
well,
they're like,
you're about to.
They're like, "No." I was like, "Would you like? Can I keep you for like 10 minutes?" And they're like, "Sure, you're a pregnant lady, unassuming."
Yeah.
And we just sat down, and I'd be like, "Let me pull up my samples. Let me tell you who I am." And they're like, by the end of it, we signed 10 accounts.
Yeah, I was going to say with your
illegal.
story, I mean, it's with most things, it's like just getting the person to sit down and listen to you, right? But
Yeah, that's
with
half
your
of it.
with your story, I mean, feel like it's
because
a done
your
deal.
pitch would not be sales. Your strong point is just who you are.
Story.
It's your story, right?
It's the story.
So, but that runs into some issues, right? In reselling. So when you get a retailer, and so we signed these 10 accounts, right? And they went really great, and we still have some of them. What it is though is I can sell it because I'm selling me. I'm not even selling me. I'm telling my story.
Perfect.
And my story happens to attach to a product. And so when you try to replicate that, that's where things get difficult because retailers don't. Some you're gonna get really lucky with. Like I have a subset. I've got this one in Chicago. Shout out to Jade Clothing Boutique. It is run by she started it when she was like 18 years old, and she's now 21. And she's had this store. She grew it from nothing, and it is fucking bumping. She's one of my biggest U.S. retailers.
I love stories like that.
Hannah she's an incredible human being. She tries so fucking hard. She learns from everything, and I'm just really proud to see her grow in that stages, just getting that opportunity and to be a part of that with her. And she's a ride or die for us. Like she talks about it, she wears us, she promotes us, so she kills it with it. But then you get the retailers that just add you as like a cool item to have. Mm-hmm. That's where you run into issues because they don't give a shit about it. Yeah. And so
you're
then
like
they
almost like a background feature.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so then they don't tell the story well.
Yeah.
And it's this whole rigmarole. So it would have been nicer if I knew how to brand my product with less me. Yeah. And just more that. So we're getting to a stage now where we're there, where we've started to grow the following to the point now where people are they've not necessarily detached me from it, but they've kind of separated a little bit oh, Kelsie owns it. Kelsie started it. It's not all Kelsie anymore.
Selling itself.
We're getting there. We're not there yet. I'm not going to try to lie and say we are, but we're not there yet. But we're definitely on our road. We're on our way.
After this podcast, for sure, you'll be there.
100%.
Definitely.
I don't doubt it.
Or you might get unfollowed.
I also think there's
how did we lose followers? We didn't even what?
Yeah, it's the immediate spike after your release. There's no correlation at all. But I was really lucky because these retailers were great to us at the time, and then COVID hit, and they just a lot of them just fucked off, or they just had to close themselves. They couldn't stay open, and they couldn't buy, and you can't argue with that.
Yeah, and like I said, most of the passion projects like Hannah, where it's just your life savings. It's that storefront property that people are coming in that's attracting them, that get out of town weekend.
Yeah, she
trip,
has great traffic
and
too.
It's gone.
She is in Geneva, Illinois. Geneva, Illinois is a really small town. It's a beautiful town. I went there to do a signing with them, and it was great. The family was fantastic.
Well,
but
we see a lot here. We see a lot of vacant lease buildings. It's just terrible.
Right now it's horrific. You go down Vancouver, you go anywhere right now in Canada, and I think there's this group I follow on Instagram. I think they're called We Are All Essential, and it's like this push against the government, and they go across and they do these massive marches, and then they try to help small businesses that are almost closing or things like that, and they've grown quite a following on Instagram. It's pretty impressive, but they're like fighting back. They're like, they posted this really great video, and it was like just to reiterate the constant kick down the government was doing, and it was like I can't remember the song. I'll send you the video though, but it was a great way to illustrate it. It was like the guy walks in the door, and it was the music that was playing. It was just basically kicking him down, and it was like a pretend punch to the face, and the guy takes the hit, and it's like first lockdown, and then they push the guy, and it's like second lockdown, and the guy's like on the ground, and then the boot stomps him in the face, and is like full closure.
Well, Spencer and I've talked about it. You take a $30,000 dream inspiration where you're working a 9 to 5 and you're saving this money because you want to open a jewelry store, you want to open a restaurant, you want to open a apparel store, a small brick and mortar, and you see what happens in a situation like this, and like, hey, this shit's not going to go away. If someone gets the opportunity, they're going to shut us down again. That American dream is gone.
Well, it's wiped out.
It's gone. Who wants to take the risk and saying like, I'm going to invest my money that I've worked so hard my life in, or people turn around, they get in their retirement, their 401k, and they invest it into a brick and mortar, and it's like it could be easily taken away.
Just out here in this general area, we saw so many places shut down, and honestly, props to all the places that said "fuck you" and they found a way to stay open.
What's hard?
I won't name names, but we know a couple places around here that said, "Hey, we know our rights." They did their homework. They did their research.
Yeah.
They figured out ways to stay open, and they made it work. And now they're fine. And they were fine the entire time. Obviously, there was probably some scares along the way, some really good scares, but like they figured out a way to stay open the entire fucking time.
Well, that's what pisses me off. It's like, why can't that money, that lottery money, be taken to say, hey, look, close your doors to abide by policy or something, whatever, and be like, look, we're
pay
supposed
them
to.
for it.
Well, yeah, we'll sustain you.
Yeah.
So when
Walmart's, Costco's,
Amazon,
Target's, Amazon, everything
hyped up. Yeah.
I can't remember the numbers, but it's astronomical.
They did great.
In
They're
Ontario,
like up 100,000% or something like that.
You're gonna love this one. So in Ontario, my girlfriend Lisa Gawley, she's an artist.
Shout out.
Yeah, she's an incredible artist. We've been friends since grade 5. Really great human being. Her husband was a CrossFit guy. He's going through to be a cop now, and really hardworking. 2 kids, great house. Just the dream. She was an athlete. She was a CrossFitter too. They had their own gym, and they were training people, and it was going really great. And then, they closed down, and she goes to Walmart, and she goes to buy, she said, feminine hygiene products, kids' books, shoes and clothes, strollers, car seats. They were all tarped over. So you could buy other stuff, but they wouldn't allow you to buy that. So they wouldn't allow you to walk out with feminine hygiene products.
Essential.
That's fucking essential, bro. Sorry. For a lot of people it is. And so people couldn't buy car seats. They would have new babies. They couldn't get car seats. They couldn't get anything. And they're like, oh, well, that's just.
What does that have to do? You're in the store already. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. So
I saw a video of a guy, and I believe it was in Canada. I could be completely brutalizing that, but I'm pretty sure it was in Canada, where a guy goes up to the register, and I think he already knows what's going on because he's videotaping himself. But he goes up the register and puts down whatever it was, and at the cashier goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't sell that to you because it's not essential. And the dude just throws money at her. And he's just
in.
like, thanks, keep the change, and just walks out with his stuff. It's like so fucking stupid.
Well,
dude.
what I didn't understand is who gave them the right to say that a car seat or tampons were not essential.
Dude, that blows my fucking mind.
Well, that's why it's so hard to believe. Like, when it all first started, people were we all had a reason to be afraid. I got very sick after China. We were in China. We got out of the country the day it closed. So we were there visiting factories.
Was it a lab? You were at a lab?
No, we were everywhere.
Was it a Wuhan?
Were you in a white
lab?
coat?
Were you wearing a white jacket?
Were you with Dr. Fauci taking a tour?
Maybe. No, we were in like Shenzhen and Guangzhou, and we were around on
you said that really good.
Yeah.
That was good.
Ni hao ma.
Whoa, we should have asked her to do a cheers and
That's all I know. That's all I know.
I'm a little scared.
You should always be afraid of me.
She's
I'm a
recording
terrifying
this
human.
entire conversation.
What's that red dot on your head?
Oh, that's weird.
Right? Where did that come from?
That's kind of weird.
Sorry about that. Shh. Everything just gets real quiet real quick. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to do that, but
I need more whiskey. Get this buzz going again.
right?
I'm just kidding.
So
we
all were, I got really sick. Like really sick.
100% COVID probably, right?
So when we got back there was no tests, right? So,
That's right.
So there wasn't a thing yet. So the doctor looked at me and he was from China and he goes, "Where were you?" And we told him. No, seriously, he was. And he's one of our local doctors. And he looked at me and goes, "You have really, really bad pneumonia. Like your lungs are not great. I'm going to give you a bunch of steroids." And I'm like antibiotic steroids. And I was like, okay, great. So he gave me those, and I was in bed for a good, at least a week and a bit, or probably more. Like, and when I say in bed, like, I walk up the stairs and like I had a hard time breathing.
Damn.
And so we didn't really know what it was. And then, March rolled around, and I'm thinking to myself, they can't shut shit down. Like, it's not like constitutionally. I'm like, my brain was like error. Like I couldn't compute. And then it happened. And one of the reasons that we were able to make it through like that first month when they shut it down was because we had pivoted. We had just ordered all our inventory.
Oh gosh.
All of it for the show that we just did. And so we had a ton of inventory. And I was like, well, we're fucked. And so then somebody was like, well, our factory makes masks. And so that's when I was like, I'll apply for the medical license. We jumped through the hoops. We did the paperwork. And then we got an order from the government. And it was 200,000 masks.
Damn.
And so we fulfilled that for them. We didn't make a penny off of it. But what it allowed us to do was handle cash flow for 1 month before we had to transition everything over. And so it allowed us to get through that first month of bullshit. And then the government, we qualified for some of the aid for small business. And then they shut that off. So then after that, it was like, fuck you, figure it out. And so that's where the real, frustration kind of came in with it, because I think with COVID, we all were afraid at the beginning. But now, when you're getting all of this bullshit where it's like, you can buy this, but you can't buy that. You can go here, but you can't go here. But the prime minister doesn't have to stay in the hotel, but you have to stay in the hotel. He doesn't have to pay for it, but you have to pay for it. It's mandatory or you'll go to prison. That is when conversations start needing to be had. Yeah. When things like other drugs that can fix it and work on it, like ivermectin, aren't being talked about. There are things that can work, like vitamin D, like your health, like there's so many things. So when they start saying, just wear a mask and you'll be fine, and then you have somebody who's 600 pounds who's screaming at you because you're healthy and you work out and you do what you can to be healthy, and they're like, you're making my life dangerous. Like, fuck you, stop eating cheeseburgers, and looking at me like that. Like, it's unfair. It's an unfair conversation, and it's not right to say that you can and can't do something and then give rights to some people and rights to others. I don't agree with that. Yeah,
and I'll piggyback on that. And not once did they promote
health.
Go outside, go get activity, go sweat, go get your, go work out. Pump your muscles, get your heart going, get your lungs going. Mm-hmm. Not once did they ever
say smoke a cigar.
Say something like that.
Smoke a cigar.
They say stay inside.
Drink some whiskey.
Don't be around anybody.
Right.
Isolation. How does dude, suicides?
Oh, they're through the roof.
Through the fucking roof.
Canada has one of the highest overdose rates right now. Vancouver is a spike city for it. And, there's somewhere between like 15 and 20 trucks, ambulance going in British Columbia, and these people are burning out. Like, I have friends that are paramedics that are done. They're in their 30s and they are done. Their career is over because they're getting overdose after overdose after overdose, and they're not getting breaks because there's no other support.
Yeah.
And then like the police department is getting like 10 to 14 calls downtown on the east side once a day, like 14 a day for just overdoses, because the epidemic and the things that were happening that we were finally paying attention to, COVID overlapped that, and now mental health is not being paid attention to. Overdose rates aren't being paid attention to. Homeless population is not being paid attention to. Our economy is getting fucked sideways, and everyone's like, well, at least I'm safe.
Yeah.
Well, fuck you. What's there to be safe for?
But I'm doing my part. I'm wearing my mask.
Okay.
While I'm driving alone and walking by myself.
But that's cool. That's your right. Wear your mask.
Oh yeah,
you
100%.
Yeah.
If you want to do that,
you
I think
be
you're
a
a
dweeb.
fucking moron if you're doing it. But do you?
You want to wear a mask. You want to make everybody feel safe. That's great. That's fine. But do not tell me that I cannot work at my business.
Yeah.
You don't pay my bills. You don't know what I have in my account or don't have in my account. If I don't do this, this, and this, what if I can't feed my fucking child? There's no way you're gonna get away with this. And unfortunately, they've gotten away with it. And it's a terrifying thought to think that all they had to do was show that this flu could take you out, and you could still heal from it at a 98 to 99% rate. Like Brady and I have this conversation. He's like, if your business dipped 2% in sales, you wouldn't even blink.
Yeah.
So it's a terrifying thought to think that we can be shut down for that. I get it at the beginning. We had no fucking clue what this was. We had no idea where it was coming from. We had no idea who it was killing. But we hit a point and we crossed the line when we knew everything, and then we just chose to not pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so that's the struggle.
No, that is really well said. And that echoes a lot of people, what their mindset is at. And you're right. We started this podcast literally a week before COVID hit. And
oh, that's right.
And if you don't do it, but if you would go back to episode 1, we're like, this coronavirus. We're making a bunch of like Corona Light jokes, like, it'll be over in a week. It's gonna blow over. It's some, it's people just making a big deal about nothing, whatever. And here we are, a year plus.
We're like, everything's shut down. The economy's ruined. People wear diapers on their faces, and here the fuck we are.
And here the fuck we are. And we've never been more divided.
No, we
as
really
a as a world.
But you know what's crazy?
Fuck a country. It's a world.
Well, that's what I was going to say to you is the United States was already divided. You guys had a solid divide going with the whole Trump deal, and we all watched that. We all witnessed it.
What was your take on all that?
We all thought it was it's so bad to say, but like when it was happening and he was running, like it was comedic. We believed it was a joke. I didn't actually think, I'm like, there's no way this guy's going to fucking win. I don't even think he thought he could win. It was hilarious. And we were watching it. And then I remember the night we watched the election results, I fell asleep. I woke up. Brady goes, Trump won. Shut the fuck up. He said, Trump won. And I'm like, oh my God.
And you got the screaming girl on the ground. No! You know that meme video?
So dramatic.
So good, yeah.
The way that the politics is handled down here had already divided you guys. But we were for the most part, I think in Canada at the time, we liked everybody. We were welcoming everyone. We were a little more,
open-minded.
Yeah, relaxed. And then the vaccine shit came in.
Yeah.
And you made us America.
Mm-hmm.
You put a divide in us. Not you, but coronavirus and the vaccine.
Very personally attacked right there. Yeah.
You, Spencer,
Kirksey.
put a divide in Canada.
I did.
And it's vax versus anti-vax. Yeah. But here's the thing that I find fascinating, and I don't know what it's like down here, so you guys can tell me this, okay? So for my son to go to school, he does not have to be vaccinated in British Columbia. If I wanted to move to Ontario, my son would have to be vaccinated because it's the rule of the province. Not COVID vaccine, because I'd rather shoot someone than give my child that. But you need, mumps, rubella, measles, all the chicken pox, all of those. You need to have those. So I grew up, I needed to have those, had those. Great. Jack's school, those kids, half of them aren't vaccinated. So riddle me this, Batman. If there is something out there that can take a child off the face of the earth without question, without thought, without even thinking twice, it could literally just infect a child, run through a bunch of kids, and they're almost all going to die from it or be fully damaged the rest of their life. We don't make that mandatory, but this is mandatory.
Crazy.
Dude, it's all bonkers to me. And
that's not the answer I wanted.
So
I wanted an answer. I wanted a solution to my problem.
I'm sorry. I do not have a solution to your problem. I wish I did. But
immediately.
It is fucking bonkers that the deal that is being made, right? Where, you're so out here, public schools, I'm assuming it's all vaccination. You have to be vaccinated no matter what. COVID vaccine, I feel like, is coming.
Yeah.
I mean, you've already seen it in sporting events and everything where if
but I think
this is the vaccinated area, this is the not vaccinated area. Can you pass me the whiskey?
No, I'm good.
Are you?
Yeah.
Workplaces are starting to ask for your vaccination.
Yeah, and Spencer, I think they're requiring the faculty to become vaccinated so the kids don't have to.
Yeah,
see, but that's wrong because it doesn't affect the kids. So the kids should never be vaccinated.
Well,
and if you listen to any virologist, they'll tell you. You listen to any podcast with any virologist, because I don't have a virologist on hand. So I'm going to say, if you listen to any podcast with any virologist that has their worth in salt, they're going to tell you not to vaccinate that kid because it's not tested, it's not proven.
Well, that's the thing. FDA will not approve it, but yet every other commercial, at least in the U.S., you'll see, every other commercial is somehow, some way, some shape or form trying to bribe you or convince you.
You can get lottery tickets for it, right?
Yeah.
And donuts.
To go get vaccinated.
Jeez.
Which blows my mind.
Okay, but
how about let's do a lottery for, hey, everybody go get gym memberships because we have the highest, one of the high, I think we are either the highest.
Heart disease.
Yeah.
Just obesity.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
hey,
the
everybody,
comorbidities you need.
But the problem is, if you're healthy, you have nothing to. You're independent.
So,
you don't depend on the government for anything.
Well, so my next thing is, tell me what happens to the people who've already had COVID and now have the antibodies like me. But I can't.
Exactly.
So, but I have them. So I have the natural version of the vaccine. But
You're the golden child.
You're
the chosen one.
The 3-time chosen one.
So you've had it 3 times?
Yeah.
So is that even proven where you can have COVID multiple times?
Well, I've had it multiple times. I lost my taste and smell once. I got really sick the first time. The second time I lost my taste and smell. And then the third time I was just sick for about a week. But then I got a false positive when I traveled because of that, because I had it in my system and they were cycle counting so high. And the doctor even wrote a letter and staked her like career. She wrote her name. She's like, this is a false positive, da, 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 and it still wasn't good enough. And so it's interesting to me because, listen, you're in a free country. You want to get vaccinated? Go for it. Go for it. Go for it.
Yeah,
if you genuinely, if it makes you feel safer, I'm not joking.
Yeah.
Go for it. I support your decision. My parents are vaccinated. His parents are vaccinated.
My dad's vaccinated.
Yeah, we don't give them shit for it because we respect their choice as a human being to
I
go
give
do.
them a little shit, but yeah.
But that's the difference. You rib them and stuff. But like at the end of the day, my parents hid it from me because they thought I'd be mad. I said, I'm not mad at you.
Have your yeah.
That's mom, your body, your choice. I love you. I just want you to be healthy. I told you and gave you information I have, and that's all I can do.
And then you're going to make your decision.
But then you make your choice.
Yeah.
But where you've crossed the line with me is when you say somebody has to have it. That is not, and then if you don't have it, you don't get the same rights. That sounds eerily similar to things that I don't agree with.
Like communist countries where you don't get these rights. Dude, it's insane. It's insane. I think it was the Philippine president. Is it? What is it?
Duarte.
Duarte, yeah, where he said he's going to start throwing unvaccinated people in jail.
Yeah.
See, that's you've just now when you did that, you've now made us because I'm not vaccinated currently. You gave the permission now. You've just given permission to do some horrific things when you say that. When you make it a second-class citizen. So like if you go to a restaurant and I saw there was a sign in like New York, you go to a restaurant and the one restaurant said, the sign was like the week they started the vaccine. It was like, vaccinated people welcome inside, unvaccinated people pick up and take out.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck
it's
you
like,
a little bit. I'm not going to your restaurant if I see that.
And that goes by like, let's take it back a little bit. Black and white. Hey, if you're black, take your shit out from the back.
It's really troubling.
If you're white, come on inside, take a seat.
See,
it's the same fucking shit.
But people don't take it to that level. And
they should be though.
Well, the only reason I don't agree to the way it's being done, to the extent that it's being done, is you're forcing it. If somebody wants to make that choice, make the choice. Fine. If you are telling me it is, you cannot go here, you cannot travel, you cannot leave your country, you cannot go do your work, you cannot do X, Y, and Z. Now you're making it a forced thing. Yeah. Why are you forcing something on me that has a 98% survival rate?
That you can still get COVID too.
Already had it and have the natural antibodies.
And that it's every fucking day where a story comes out where such and such person is having a backlash effect
Well,
to
because they're not tested. I've had scientists on my podcast. I have talked to people who create drugs for like purposes, and it takes 5 to 6 years at a bare minimum if everything goes right. And this isn't like, oh, Kelsie, you're full of shit. It's like, no, go listen to the episode with Dr. Fang Lu. Like she's
turn off CNN and actually go do some research.
just read.
Third party blind placebo test not happening.
Yeah, so she's working on like this incredible drug. To when you have a traumatic event, you take it, and the gist is that it helps to prevent PTSD from occurring. So it helps your brain. It's fucking fantastic stuff. And she's a brilliant individual. She was like a she was a pediatrician and was like had a great career, and then kept seeing children with like epilepsy and all these issues and things happening and the traumatic things, and sick of like prescribing drugs to kids that are just the heaviest drugs. And she goes, there's got to be a better way. And then she went back to school, and she's running like a research facility at CAMH. And I just want to do a little bit about CAMH, if I can talk about that. They're one of the leading mental health hospitals in North America for research and around the world. They do incredible things. They're incredibly open-minded individuals, and they work incredibly hard with their scientists to create systems for mental health where suicide is not the option. So they have a program called Not Suicide, Not Today. And I've talked with the program head of that, Dr. Ferguson, and just incredible people. And I just want to give a shout out to them because we have a Quattro bracelet. When you buy it, we donate the proceeds to that hospital.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so they're great. But my point in all of this is when you take the choice away and you make somebody a second-class citizen, and people say, well, they're not a second-class citizen. You're white. You don't know what it's like to be a second-class. So fuck you. I'm an immigrant too. My family's from Hungary, and I'm from everywhere. We're all immigrants everywhere. We all have parts from everywhere. So we all have different struggles. But what I don't agree with is when you say that if you don't get vaccinated, you are a second-class citizen.
Yeah.
That is a fucking problem and a red flag if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that a little bit. Obviously you smoke weed, right?
I do. Yep.
And
Yep.
would you say, is it a stretch? Just I don't put words in your mouth, but would you say it's helped you in your recovery?
No, it has been one of the biggest, I would say, and my husband would agree with you, when I started smoking or using cannabis as a medication, I started to go off of pharmaceutical medication.
Yeah.
And it not only leveled me out, I was no longer zonked out of my mind. I was no longer a zombie. I could actually get pregnant and not have to worry about modifications being made to this child by these harsh drugs that should never be in a child's system.
And that's what we've seen a big push in the United States, the VA prescription drugs. We're now seeing a push finally in psilocybin, which I'm a full advocate.
Yes.
DMT. I know you did ayahuasca.
Yep.
I unfortunately cannot partake in these just because of my job.
Right. Yeah, you can't. You'll get electrocuted and die.
Yeah.
So
I get drug
don't do
tested,
that.
which is fine. It's not. I don't suffer from PTSD, but I do advocate it for veterans or anyone who's having effects from PTSD, not only
It could be
veterans.
just any kind of trauma, right?
Yeah, any kind of trauma,
Really, yeah.
brain disorder. But I just want to hear your take on alternative Western medicine on mental health.
Well, so here's my thing. I'm not a doctor, obviously. And I'm not a researcher. I'm not anybody, but I know from my experiences. So I'll speak from that. And I preface that because I never want people to be like, get it twisted that I'm trying to say something. I'm not. I don't know anything about what the VA is doing down here, but I know what happened to me. And it was just a lot of different medications being thrown at me. And when that happened, it did nothing but numb me out to the point of I literally didn't sleep. I couldn't feel anything. I couldn't wake up in the morning because I had to sleep because the drugs were so heavy.
How long was this?
I was on most of those from 2009 to, till even when we were married, I was on a somewhat of a decent amount of them.
How many pills were you talking? I'm sorry, I'm very passionate about this.
No, I'm trying to think. Like I was on probably, at the height, I was at a mix of 10 different types.
Oh, God.
And then the medium was like, more average was closer to around 4 or 5 on, there was like an antidepressant, antipsychotics, all of the
just pumping
gamuts. Yeah. And then I got to a point where.
And there's never a protocol of like, we're going to get you off, like you're going to work out. Like, no, this is your life.
Initially, yeah, that we never had that conversation. That conversation really started happening when I met different doctors out in British Columbia, Dr. Maka Squetta and Dr. Greg Passy. And Dr. Passy was really he's an older vet. He served in Rwanda. He served in Bosnia. The guy's a total badass. He wears like snakeskin shoes and like wears a cowboy hat and rides motorcycles. Like he's he's a great human being, and he advocates heavily for his patients. Like, he just went through a bout of cancer and came out of it, fortunately. And the whole time, he didn't even let me know. Like, he just kept treating me. He kept working with his vets. He didn't change anything except for like the surgery he had. And then he was like, I had surgery and like, I'm at home, so this is what's happening. And so he, you know, he goes so hard for vets. And so when I came to him and I said, you know, he knew of Brady and I's relationship. You know, when you're in treatments with vets, you have often a lot of conversations about your spouse or the person you're with, or things so that you can learn how to communicate better, because you're so angry most of the time and you're irritated and agitated. And so I would snap and I would rip his head off for nothing, or, you know, just things that I'd say to no fault of my own, because I didn't do them intentionally. So I don't feel like I can take ownership for that. Yeah. So I said to him, you know, he knew when we got engaged, we got married, he knew we would want to have kids. And we started having that conversation then. And I said, you know, do you think I'm well enough to have kids? And initially the first hospital told me, like, you're probably, you know, it's not a good idea for you to be in a relationship right now. It's not a good idea for you to be doing any drastic things. You know, it's just, you're not well enough. And I was like, okay. And so I was very upfront about that with Brady. You know, they don't suggest that, like, I'm going to be a handful. I'm just letting you know. And so he took that on the chin like it was nothing. And Dr. Passy was like, you know, if you guys are trying to get pregnant, like, I think it's time we start talking about some of these meds. And we worked our way off of it. And he said, listen, you know, we had a friend of mine who was my hairdresser at the time, Jay, and she was great. And she, you know, huge advocate, lived up in Kelowna where all the weed, you know, natural weed is. And so she knew her stuff, and she talked to me about it. And I said, you know, I never smoked in high school. I don't really know anything about it. And then he was like, you know, why don't you talk to her? Why don't you try it and let me know how it goes for the week? And so I tried it, and then I slept. And I wasn't groggy in the morning, and, you know, it just started to slowly work, and we slowly worked me off of those meds. When I was pregnant, I was only on, I think I was on 2. And then the last one I just went off of this January, permanently. So
Sweet.
Yeah, I was on like SSRIs, so serotonin reuptake drugs and things like that. But the alternative medicine route is finally, in a very small spectrum, just starting to be explored publicly. And that is such an incredible thing to see, knowing how much of an impact it can have on someone's life. So I'm a microdoser. I use psilocybin for microdosing for my depression. It really makes a drastic difference. Wow. I advocate for that because
they're talking about Alzheimer's. They're talking about epilepsy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
A slew of different things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, autism.
Oh yeah. So like they studied it in Harvard when they ran the LSD studies, and like they've studied, you know, psychedelics before, and the CIA studied them. There's like a TV show on Netflix called like Wormwood or something like that, and it's about CIA and the experimental drug use on their people. And so that was something that was happening, and then, you know, the drug laws came in, Schedule 1ing, and when that happened, it stopped research. So can you imagine if research just kept going, where we would be at right now in healing, and with not only our vets but our first responders and the money that we've invested into these people? We could keep these people working.
Yes.
So I'm a huge advocate for it. Cannabis, I spoke on a panel even when I was pregnant about it. I used CBD when I was pregnant, very little bits of THC. It helped my pregnancy. It kept my anxiety down. And one of the number one things the doctors would tell me is, if you can stay calm, that gives that baby calm. And when that baby is calm, those neurons develop, that brain develops better. It doesn't develop predisposed to anxiety and stress and yelling. And so for me, it was important. Cannabis it had to happen, because I wasn't going to try to build this child inside of me, and if I couldn't do it properly. Yeah. So big proponent of it. I really advocate for cannabis use. But here's the thing. Responsible use is the key, and it's about dosage, it's about setting, and it's about making sure that you go to the right people and you talk to the right people and you educate yourself before you consume.
Good for you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think there's something else you say. Sorry, Spencer, but I never heard it, and I've heard you speak on it on a few podcasts that you've been on. Is PTSD? You don't really like the D at the end.
Well, because it's a disorder, and I don't think trauma is a disorder. I think, and I believe I spoke with somebody else recently, and in the DSM, it's like PTS is more of a term that's being referred to now, and it's post-traumatic stress. And so it's like post-traumatic stress symptoms. And so people go through stages where when you first get diagnosed, they often go, you're acute PTSD, and then sometimes it can turn into PTSD.
So you're categorizing it as an injury.
It's post-traumatic stress injury. Because think of it this way: if you go and do something, and
now you can come full 100% off of an injury. So is that where you're kind of saying like you can be healed from this, or you can be?
I'm not a doctor, but I've heard people talk about it and say they're not 100%, but they're healed.
Close to it.
Yeah. I think you can get pretty close. I think healing
Good for you. That's awesome.
I think healing is a goal. I think not every person will always forget everything.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between forgetting things, not forgetting things, and honoring things and feeling things.
Living your life.
And living your life. And then there's a difference between PTS and where you have symptoms. So you have triggers once in a while, you have nightmares once in a while, you have flashbacks once in a while. I have all of those still.
Yes.
But they're at a manageable level right now.
Yeah.
And then you have PTSD, which is like, that's what I was diagnosed with. So like, that's like I was also diagnosed with MDD, which is major depressive disorder with that. And so within those two things, like they consider that to be, there'll be lifelong struggles with that for me. I'm hopeful that some of that will subside, and I'm going to continue moving forward as that's the goal for now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to switch gears a little bit. So you're also a podcaster.
I'm a podcaster.
I
do that now. Is that a thing I can say now?
You're a podcaster.
Oh my God.
Put it on your bio.
I'm going to put that on my bio.
That's what I have on my resume. So it's a thing. You had a really, really interesting guest on maybe a couple months ago.
Only one of them?
Only
one of my guests are interesting to you?
Spencer Kirksey. I think I'm getting his name right.
He was okay. He undid his pants on my show though. Where's the lighter?
Well, things happen. It's things they have to deal with.
He's trying to frame it like it's a cool thing that happened. What happened was he drank too much alcohol and had to pee and then just forgot he was on camera.
Okay, so I had 4 canned cocktails. And I unbuttoned my pants because like, dude, the bladder's getting a little full here. Gonna let it, expand a little bit. We'll be all right. Thought the podcast was gonna wrap up. It wasn't wrapping up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And and she's like, "Are you taking off your?" She like called me out right away.
I remember that. I heard it. Yeah,
dude, I felt so dumb.
I'd have been awesome if you just whipped it and just kind of went in a bottle or something.
I should have. I should have hooked up a catheter before the podcast. That would have been even.
You drank too much. That's not my fault.
How dare you? That's just a normal intake. Yeah. 4 drinks? Come on.
Fuck. You're hilarious. I couldn't do that. I don't know how you just. How are you?
We are built differently.
How are you not 600 pounds?
I throw up a lot. I work out.
See those kettlebells?
Those kettlebells are hanging around somewhere. Yeah, I work out.
I see you working
drill
out.
the smoke.
I see you working out.
We just got the Peloton. That thing's been a lifesaver.
Pelly.
Oh, welcome. Are you going to get a Peloton? I'm making your chair so sweaty. It's so hot in here. Are you going to get a Peloton?
I'm sweating balls.
I know. Are you going to get a Peloton shirt?
No.
Get a Peloton shirt.
Absolutely
I'm
not.
going to get him a Peloton shirt so you can tell everybody he's a Peloton guy.
A crop top.
He did the.
I'm going to crop it for you.
He did the post of the story. I was like, all right, let me see the shorts. So he sends me my personal DM.
You have Peloton shorts?
No, he has the man shorts.
The bike shorts with the padding.
Bro, I'm a road biker. I have all the tight spandex.
I know, but it's awesome.
So is he. And he looks. Have you guys seen videos of me following him? Because it shows his bum. It's pretty fantastic.
His circumcision.
Does he have an Instagram?
No.
What a fucking God.
Yeah, you. I'm talking about you.
Yeah, we're talking about you.
Talking about you,
he doesn't. He has Facebook. He doesn't use it though.
He's got nobody. Anybody who uses a Facebook religiously, I question
your sanity. No, and then he has like Atlas Brace, and they post there, and I just now.
But he doesn't run that.
No,
so
but
there's literally no way to get to him.
No, me.
Yeah, there you go.
He's off the grid.
Smart man.
Yeah, Smart
man.
Yeah, he is. He's like,
I can be as a filter.
He's like, I'll be a wife of somebody, but I don't want to be somebody like that. So that's fine. And I was like, so I'll just talk about you everywhere.
And he does the designing for your
He's
jewelry.
Brilliant.
That's why I want to marry him.
Brilliant individual.
Yeah, I mean, I did the first one. And then everything just went downhill from there.
See that? She had to take credit for something.
Well, it was the only thing I did that was like worth something to the level of what he has done in our company. He designs like, we'll sit down and I'll kind of, Tally and I, who's the president of the company, we'll sit down and she's amazing. She's my wife. She knows it and she's fine with it. And then my side piece is Victoria because she's got the lips and the titties. I'll show you a picture after. She's an impressive human being. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. So our office is we only have women in our office.
Oh,
so we just verbally, we just assault each other. It's traumatic.
Sexual harassment.
Yeah, but it's not sexual. They all enjoy it and you can have those conversations with them.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what someone who got charged for sexual harassment said. They all enjoy it. They asked for it. It's fine.
They sign NDAs. Listen, no, they're great girls, and Tally and I, we will sit down and we'll go like, hey, this is what we're thinking we would like to see for upcoming seasons. And then Brady will go, okay, let me take a look and let's see what kind of spin I'll put on it. And then he'll sit there and he'll tweak it and he'll put it in the CAD program and he'll mess around and go, what do you think of this? And we'll say yeah or no, and then we'll print them out. We'll send them to the factories. He helps deal with the factories. He's helped source the factories. The first time we went over to China, I taught them how to build our product by hand. So I showed them instructional, like how to do it. And then they just went, okay. And then they would just go back to doing it. And then I'd be like, wrong. And they're like, okay. And then they would just go back to doing it again. I'm like, still wrong. And so we went through that process. And so Brady's been really the design arm of the company, aesthetically from the website itself too. He's done that. And so basically what I say is I'm just the face. I'm the face of the company. I do what I can when I can. And I run a podcast and What's happening over here? Are you okay?
Fucking pressure. Why did you guys stop? Oh, fuck, I need some water.
No, you can only have whiskey.
You can only drink
no,
whiskey.
there's a little bit more in there.
What is that in the bottom of this? Is that a moose?
It's a mountain.
Yeah, it's a moose.
What is that? What is it?
It's a mountain.
It's a mountain
How in the
range.
fuck is that a mountain?
Think about it.
Look at it this
Mount
way.
Whitney.
If you hold it like
Yeah,
this.
it says Mount Whitney on it. Probably.
Well, I get that.
There you go.
What in the heck? That is not. Am I high? No, I'm not high, but is that? Am I drunk? What is?
I love that
he's a combination.
Yeah,
he's combination.
You're saying all the
conversation
quiet
with
parts
Dude,
loud right now.
That does not look like a mountain range.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Yeah, these are all mountain ranges, dude.
Wow, very, very patriotic of you.
Yep, you're welcome.
He's thinking of you.
So podcast wise,
Yeah, it's good.
What's the goal with the podcast?
So
is it just to spread the word of Brass and Unity?
No,
or?
not at all. I think there's value. I think I have value.
Oh wow, good for you.
Thank you. I think I can bring value otherwise. And so for me, there was a point where, we had talked about having a podcast a while ago and it just, COVID hit. It just wasn't the time. And then I got some cool opportunities and I wanted to make sure that I had something up and running that I could actually promote besides some of the other things I was doing. And the real goal of the podcast for me is I want to have, just like everybody else who has a show, I want to have, well, I think some people have a show. I want to have open and honest conversations to like a very deep, like emotional level. So like I like to pick you apart, make you uncomfortable, and then make you tell me things that you wouldn't normally tell to someone. And
You're really good at that, by the way.
Thank you.
You and I FaceTime before you left for Canada, and I was driving while I was FaceTiming you, and you
pulled over.
Yeah, I put the phone down.
Yeah.
Driving. Safe, people. We were safe. But yeah, and you were very good at me. You just kind of threw out the breadcrumbs, and I just kind of followed the way you wanted me to kind of like open up and talk about the conversation that we were talking about. It was good.
Well, here's the thing: is I've done so much.
It was all about Paul, but
Yeah. Well, I mean, sorry. The thing is, I've done so much therapy, and I've kind of figured out what I like to do and what makes me happy, and I want to put my energy into that. And so I have had a podcast now since November where we're going to have, I think by the end of not this week, coming the following week, I've already got them up and going because we're not home. We've got 41 episodes out. I've got a couple more bangers. I've got a couple more bangers coming up. I'm really excited to have. I've got Mike Glover coming on. I've got Steve Eckert coming on. I've had Ray Kashkar on. I've had Travis.
You're forgetting
Spencer
a really
Kirksey.
important one.
I've had scientists. I've had Paul DeGelder from Shark Week. I've had Travis Pastrana.
She names all these fucking big names, and I'm like, and Spencer Kirksey.
No, you're really cool, or I wouldn't have had you on.
Okay.
And you have value, so don't be silly.
That's all I wanted to hear.
That's all you need
all
to
I
hear.
needed to hear was Kelsie say, you're really cool.
You're really cool.
You unzip your pants on camera.
And you unzip your
That was
camera.
the first and last time I'll ever be on there.
It's for free, too. Yeah, right? People didn't even pay for that. That was just extra.
It was probably a plug
everywhere.
for his OnlyFans.
That's for it's for his OnlyFans, yeah. But
That's right.
So I think for me, really, the goal was I enjoy having conversations with people, and I enjoy talking about an aspect of their mental health, and not like the traditional way. Like I'll make you talk about it without you thinking you're talking about it, and then all of a sudden you'll be like, oh, I'm talking about this.
She's good. She's good. I'm telling you, she's good.
It's not even about being good. It's about just understanding that I've been through shit and recognizing what little things affect people, and trying to talk to them openly and honestly about it, because the more honest conversations we have, the better people's mental health can be, and the more willingness they might be to open up and talk to you, and then maybe that's one life that we can save. And so within that, we've called it Brass and Unity, and eventually when that podcast starts to generate money, we're going to donate that as well, as like it's all going to be under the umbrella, so it's to donate as well. So anything that's Brass and Unity related has a donation component to it. That's not like a 1% or a 5%, it's fucking 20%. So yeah, I want to grow that. I'd really like to keep scaling that.
And it's fun as fuck.
It's
right?
so fun.
I love podcasting, dude. I love it. We get to bring people in like you and just like random people that have like really cool stories and great things to talk about and bring to the masses. Cause like we talked about this earlier, if you're counting on mainstream media to bring you information, something's off. Right. Mm-hmm. So and we talked about this briefly before, where podcast is almost like the last line of the last line of defense, if you will, like where it comes to information, where you can actually bring somebody in who is they're cultured, they've done it, they've experienced, they know exactly what they're talking about. You sit them down and you blast it out, and I think that's so important.
Dude, I barely listen to music. On my way to work is
there's no time. You got to listen to a podcast.
It's great. Yeah. I get my humor, I get my motivation, my knowledge-ish stuff from podcasts.
I've learned the most ridiculous amount of facts from podcasting, like just from listening to other people's podcasts, to having people on our show, to just like having conversations with or topics about things I just never thought I would ever talk about.
Did you ever think you'd be here? Like at
where?
this, like
in Spencer Crooksey's house?
That was a dream.
This is a studio.
It is a studio.
How dare you?
Sorry. It's actually, I love your setup. I'm not even going to lie to you. I love
Everyone
it so much.
says they love it. I think they're just trying to be nice.
No, but I don't think they are. I think there's you've done it in such a authentic way that
Air
it's
quotes.
No, but you've done it in an authentic way without saying it like a dickhead. You've done it in a way that it's welcoming and it's comfortable.
Oh, that's good.
So you're fine.
Okay.
Oh, we got to change it.
Just hang antlers. That's all you need to do.
That's right.
Lots of flags.
Yeah.
Lots of flags.
It's just sweating on your chair so bad.
Dude, it's okay.
Remember my thigh sweat I had at lunch? We're rocking it again right now.
Well, I'm going to sell that on eBay later. So don't worry about it.
There's going to be something weird happening on eBay later. That's all right. As long as you donate some of the money, I'm cool with it.
It's fine.
Put on wayfair.
Catch it on my OnlyFans, guys.
Yeah, exactly. I'm surprised you could do an OnlyFans of just beard stuff. And I bet you that would be, it's a thing. It's a total thing. They have things for everything nowadays. So trust me.
Don't make that face. I know you're down.
You have a little beard. You could do it.
Baby beard.
You could you could be
it's
like
coming in good.
Paul at Baby Beard. OnlyFans at Baby Beard.
We'll
BBB?
We'll have small baby beard versus.
That's a category on Pornhub. BBBs.
Find me at PBB.
PBBs.
There you go. Paul's Baby Beard.
I need a shirt. I need a shirt with a baby that has a beard on it, and I need it. And
brown
I need
baby,
it.
Obviously.
Well, it's got to be a Sen Butter one, and it's got to be a little baby with a beard.
Done.
Oh, like a.
Yeah, but it's got to be like your face on a baby.
Yeah, but that'd be so sweet.
You're welcome.
What's that? Hangover.
Kelsey's like, I'll take 10%.
Hangover.
I only want 10%. Yes, like the Hangover. I only want 10%.
Carlos.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh
yes.
My God.
Yeah,
that would
PBBs.
Be good. But it's Paul's face.
My big eyes, my allergy.
It's got the beard.
Do you have big eyes?
Googly eyes. I got googlies.
You should open them more.
That's as far as they go.
Oh dear.
I hear it all the time.
I hear it all the time. If you could just open your eyes a little bit more.
Yeah, if you could just stop being such a goon.
You got some questions, babe?
Oh yeah, what are we at for time?
150.
I love that you're checking.
Sheesh. Ice in my veins. We can go a little longer.
Okay. So there's.
You can cut out whatever you want to cut out.
What? We don't cut.
Cut out
all
please.
Of my shifting and sweating.
Come on, girl.
All right, good. Andrew's good at editing. Switching cameras.
So there's a couple conspiracy theories I wanted to jump into real quick.
Let's hit it.
Okay. So the first one, which is probably the most recent, is the McAfee conspiracy theory.
What is the inform?
So McAfee, which is the
antivirus?
The antivirus thing that everybody gets on their computer, right?
Oh, the guy that died in the Spanish prison?
Yes.
He suicided himself?
Yeah.
Suicided himself.
Yeah. That guy.
Very large air quotes.
We got Brady's attention.
Okay.
Well, no, because he knows exactly. We talked about this. Like, could you guys just not wait until he's out of the press and then suicide him? Like, why would you suicide him while he's in the press?
Well.
Yeah. So apparently he had a bunch of dirt on some high-level individuals.
That's why.
Gets thrown in jail. All right. Tweets, I'm paraphrasing.
Oh, there's like a Twitter thing too?
Oh, yeah.
So okay, I don't know
if
all
I
of the
die, go to this location, and it's this his condo essentially in Florida, And I've got, I think he said like 9 terabytes or something like that, like a lot.
But wouldn't the government just go to that house and get it before?
Stand by.
Then the day after he suicides himself, the place blows up.
In Florida?
Yep.
That he said
that's not that building that went down in Florida.
Wait, I didn't know that.
That's not that building that went down in Florida, like with all of those
the condos.
Shut the fuck up.
Yep. True story.
That was
the actual address. You need to find out.
Well, so
is this
so
real?
it was, I believe it was like right across the street.
I'm not even being dramatic. I'm like genuinely freaking
legitimately
out.
Like that's why. So the internet is going crazy about it right now, because
there's like 144 people still missing in that building.
Yes, correct.
That's why they're still missing too, because they need to clean it up still.
Oh,
yeah.
Andrew.
Yeah. See,
crazy.
I think you just broke me.
So here's my thing though. Here's my tidbit on that.
I'm broken right now.
I think that sadly was a decoy.
For
the information he has on all these people, there's no way it was on that. There was no way that information was located at that address. There's no way.
So why would the building go down then?
Because he said it was there.
He said it was there.
So he just did it to prove a point. Because he knew he was going to be killed. So he's like, I'm going to make it here. So then if they do it, it's obvious. But that really he's got a different dead man job.
Exactly. Literally the day after.
Can you just wait a week at least?
Like don't make it so obvious.
Yes. That's what a lot of people are saying. They're like, you're now just dangling this in front of our faces.
Yeah.
Now.
Well, no,
but they've
blatant.
been dangling a lot of things in our faces for a long time now. And it's taken so long for so many people to just actually get a fucking clue. And I think this was almost
you legitimately broke my brain, because I knew that I was scrolling through Instagram today and I saw that building and they were like, well, there's still like 144 people missing in that building. And then I didn't know about the tweet or whatever he sent out. I saw that he suicided himself.
He's been chiming that for a minute, saying like, if I suicide, it's not me.
Yeah. And so he's been involved in some outings of some like higher up CIA shit where he's outing a lot of people who know a lot of information and a lot of bad information that should not be getting out. So
we know?
Again, like he hangs himself in a Spanish prison
right before he's about to get extradited to the United States.
Right before that, and he's also in all of his tweets have been like, things are fine, I'm fine. He's making it obvious that he's not suicidal.
Yeah, he's going out of his way to be like, I'm good. I'm in the right
everything's
mindset.
Fine.
Everything's fine. Yeah. Well, if he's being extradited and it's public, I'm just shocked they had the balls to do what they just did. He
did some tax evasion. I think that's why he was getting extradited.
So he's been running away from the government for quite some time.
From the U.S. government?
Yeah.
So, but here's the kicker. It wouldn't have mattered if he came to the States then. He would have he wouldn't have made it to the States. Even if they were never going to let him make it to the States.
Right.
I'll tell you that right the fuck now.
No.
If that's really what he had on, that's not happening.
I know.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, thanks for that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Look at now she's drinking the whiskey.
Yeah, now she's drinking it. So the other one that I'm actually really passionate about is the Las Vegas shooting. Do you remember this? The Las Vegas country music.
Yeah, I was there.
Remember this one?
Not long. Yeah, I was there not long after that. I think it was like a couple weeks or maybe 3 to 4 weeks after that. Yeah.
So I actually had a buddy who was like not like a friend of a friend, like a good friend of mine was actually there, and he helped haul off bodies and try to get people out of there and shit. And he's to this day, in my opinion, sorry if you're listening to this, he's still pretty scarred from it.
And you have all of the rights to be scarred from that.
Oh, 100%. 100%. No, I'm not. I wouldn't ever talk shit to anybody who actually had to go through that.
Right.
I would never give you a hard time about that. However, information has now starting to come out where
hold on.
Kelsey's getting serious.
Hold on. I need to
get the hype button out of the way.
Because
put a hat on.
Hold on. No, I need to.
Okay. So
sorry, what?
So when they first said, remember, it's a guy in a hotel room with a AR.
Yes.
Just picking people off, right?
Right.
It was an AR.
I don't know. Submachine gun.
He had a button. No, he had it. It was automatic. You can flip those things to auto.
Oh,
okay. So
say again.
I think it was the bump stock that he had on it.
Is that what it was?
And that's why Canada immediately
stopped allowing us to have those because we're not responsible enough.
So cops, they do their run through.
Right.
And they say, first they come out and say, oh, he shot himself.
Right. He killed himself in his room, right?
Yep. And then they say, oh no, and then the next story was we killed him.
Okay, I didn't hear this one. I thought it was left out. He shot himself.
But then you look at his hotel room. There's footage. Go and find it. There's no windows that are broken out or anything like that. Okay. And hotel rooms, you can't fucking open hotel rooms, right?
Well, no, because
hotel windows.
Didn't he smash the window and put
you look at the footage and there's no broken glass anywhere.
Huh.
Okay. So then it gets juicier.
Because they wouldn't just clean up just the glass. They would have to clean everything up.
They would literally have to replace a window.
Well, not only that, is they wouldn't just, if there was photos from inside the room and there was an incident, nothing moves.
Exactly.
So if there's photos being taken of the incident for investigative reasons and there's no glass on the floor, is that what the photos you're talking about?
Yeah.
So there's just no glass on the floor near
There's
the
no
body
glass.
at all?
There's no windows that are busted out. Nothing.
I think it's gonna be like a tempered glass too,
it's a super like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not gonna be like.
You've been to a hotel, dude. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
With
Well, my point is you're gonna break it and the whole thing's gonna bust.
Yes, exactly.
It's not gonna just crack.
It's not gonna be a one little hole.
Yeah, unless
the whole thing's gonna go.
Unless they have like the glass cutting or like.
Correct.
And I'm thinking Mission Impossible style.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy,
Exactly.
Wow.
So, like I said, it gets juicier.
Okay.
Now, 911 calls are coming in. They're being reported.
Right.
Where people who are actually at the event or people who are in the hotel room,
right,
they're saying that they're witnessing flashes,
right,
muzzle flash,
muzzle flashes from the sky.
Okay. How high up though? Because
wait, let him go.
I don't. Too much for me right now.
So think about like the hotels, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know exactly. I know that place.
They're reporting muzzle flashes in between the hotel buildings.
So you're saying off on the roofs?
From helicopters.
So they
Shut
said
the fuck
they
up.
saw.
Do they have aerial footage of helicopters or any radar footage of
They
helicopters?
have 911 of people saying there's a guy.
I want to see.
There's actual 911
calls.
phone footage.
Look at Brady's going into it.
Of people saying there are helicopters hovering around here, and it looks like they're essentially shooting out of a helicopter. They can see the fucking helicopters. They can see the muzzle flashes.
You're breaking my face right now. You're breaking me.
But if you actually go back and watch the footage,
right,
dude, it's right there in front of you. It's crazy.
Well, the thing that freaks me out about that, here's the thing. Number one, there's a way to find out if there's helicopters in the area. Obviously, that can be tampered with. That's your radar footage, so we can find that out. Number two, you can check cameras from other buildings to see if there's anything in the sky, if things catching it. Has any of that been done?
So the last little tidbit that I heard was that something had gone down with radars that day.
Huh. Well,
I'm just saying. Well,
food for fucking thought.
And I'm not trying to make anything lesser of the situation.
I don't think it would make it lesser.
Well,
I think that's not at all what it would make it if it was anything.
And no, and I'm not. What I mean is I'm not trying to be insensitive of the situation, but
that's fucked up. If that's
there's a lot of things coming out now that make it seem that
a little more to the story.
Yeah, there's a little more going on.
I think there's always a little more to the story. I just think we don't all find out till much, much later on.
Yeah.
Same with any of the mass.
Another thing that they had mentioned as well with that is, did you notice how quickly that got swept under the rug?
For a mass shooting of that level,
it's one of the highest mass shootings in U.S. history.
But in a place like that, at an event like that, when you really think about the longevity of that story, that you're very right. That was very short. Yeah, I got a call from a friend of mine that day. And she wasn't there, but her girlfriends, we had some friends, her girlfriend was in Vegas specifically went for that event. And she called me and asked me, and she said she has to get on a plane to come home. She can't get on the plane. She's freaking out. What do I do? How do I help her here? Mm-hmm. And I remember getting that call, and I told Brady, I was like, so-and-so just called me, and this girl can't, she's still covered in blood. It's an issue. And so I think she got back to the country, but I don't know that she's doing very well. Very well at all from it. That's kind of horrific. Yeah, it's not good. Oh, wow. Okay, so that's one I don't know much about. Okay, then. All right, next.
Okay.
Well,
those are the two I wanted to talk about. And then we're gonna do our Would You Rather's.
I want to ask you one thing first.
Yes.
Aliens, the Tic Tac off of San Diego.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Are you fucking
Commander Favor?
Commander Favor?
No.
Wow.
What?
Welcome. Come on, we've talked about it. Well, there's recently been more exposure towards.
Well, okay. If you're talking general alien activity, that's
I'm not saying little green men in there. I'm saying like probes, like something being sent within our airspace that is not ours or anybody on this planet.
Yes, and I am unfortunately following in that category where it's so common knowledge now. Like everybody, where they're like, "Oh, it's aliens." Yeah, well, fuck. I mean, whatever. Fuck those masks. You know what I mean? Like I've fallen into that category. Unfortunately, I would love to learn more about it, but yeah, I guess for me, I never didn't think that aliens weren't a thing. I always thought there was something out there, some kind of other life form, something else going on behind the scenes. Instead, I think it's idiotic to think that
small-minded.
Yeah,
we're the only living beings out here. Are you fucking kidding me? No way.
What do you think? What do you think about our listeners? Know where Spencer and I stand. Where's your thoughts on this Tic Tac? There's been a big. The Department of Defense has come out and said like there's, I can't remember what they're calling it. They're not calling it UFOs, but there's unmanned aircraft that we don't know. Yeah. We don't know about. And then if you look at Commander Favorite, he's like, this propulsion is not of our.
Yeah. So I fully believe Commander Favorite's statement. He went on a podcast with Lex Freeman and did an episode about it. And Lex Freeman is comes from like a family that was raised in like Soviet Russia. And he's like a hard ass and he's a scientist. He's a brilliant human. And they talk about it incredibly in depth. And the way this guy talks about it, it's the same way that so many other people have come out and that have spoke about it. And yeah, I think that's not nothing. If you've watched the video, you can clearly see there's not nothing. Nothing moves like that. Nothing tracks like that. And the beautiful thing is when they catch it on radar for the first time, they're actually willing to admit it. It's like that thing's been caught on multiple different types of devices. Yeah. Yeah. No, there's something tweaking in the skies. And my husband wants him to come abduct his ass. He's so excited.
He's going.
He's so excited.
He's gonna have his Atlas snip next brace.
Look at him over there. Look at him over. He wants aliens so bad. So bad.
So bad.
So bad.
Wow, you went straight Chicago on
That's
us.
how bad he wants them.
Wow.
I went there.
He's excited.
Yeah. Anyway, good. I just wanted to know your thoughts because I feel like I didn't know what I was going to get with aliens with you.
Oh, I'm fully on board with aliens.
Okay, cool.
And I've been there for a long time. It was never a thing until last year.
I've been recently 2 years.
It's been. Well, I mean, if you.
And then I think about it where I'm like, oh, they're just dropping this shit to try to. This is where my mind goes. It's terrible, but they're just dropping this knowledge now to try to divert us from what's really going on out here.
And now, I mean, we're in a time period. I mean, we're.
Where's my tin cap right now?
And now,
I'm serious. Like I feel like I'm wearing one right now.
This ad is brought to you by Spencer's tin cat hat, tin can hat.
Yes.
The man with all the conspiracies.
Give me the tin hat.
That's okay.
That's what I feel like right now when I say that kind of stuff. But man, we've talked about this last episode with Bree. Shout out. She's awesome. But I remember being like, oh, government has my best interest. Everything's fine.
You're cute.
Yeah. White picket fence. Everything happens for a reason. We're all good. Blah, blah, blah. And pretty much when Trump got elected, I noticed a lot of other things behind the wall. And no pun intended. But I noticed a lot of other things working behind the scenes.
That was so bad.
Dude, I did not try to do that.
That was bad.
I did not try to do that.
Okay, I just wanted to let you know it was bad.
Okay, how dare you?
Oh.
I noticed a lot of other things going on behind the lens, and it got scary.
Freaked you out?
Freaked me out. But then at the same time, I'm like, am I surprised?
Just think if we had these conversations 4 years ago.
No.
No.
We'd been outcasted even more than we are now.
Well, just like the people who have been saying it 4, 8, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Who have been preaching the same shit.
Well, that's what's troubling is people are we have so much access to so much information now, and it's becoming harder and harder to look away from things that maybe we would have just like slushed off. Oh, they would never. No one in humanity would ever do something like that. Ever.
Well, and that's where I was. I was like, that would never happen.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, Probably did, or I wouldn't rule it out.
Facebook would never sell your data.
Exactly.
The government would never listen
Good
to
old
you.
Zuck. Zuck's my guy.
He looks like a normal person.
Yeah, who kills people. Yeah.
Just drinks like this.
Yeah. Likes to smoke meats.
That would have been bad.
If whiskey came out of your nose, I would have. It
would have hurt.
I would have
like
felt
hell.
so fulfilled. But that dude's looks like a psychopath. But
you think?
I love. I love our podcast. I gotta say, like we're all over the place.
What's
like
wrong with that?
No, in a good way. Like we hit everything under the sun. Like we're finishing off with fucking alien talk.
Well, I'm
it's
sorry.
amazing.
Aliens
it's amazing.
Awesome.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's finish this guy off with our would you rather.
Oh,
okay.
Ooh.
So, would you rather? And there's 10 of these guys.
Cool.
Okay. A, shit your pants once every day, but you're in the comfort of your own home. Or B, piss your pants once a week, but you're in the public.
What kind of public are we talking?
We're talking public.
That's a deep question. That's a lot of thought.
That's a deep question.
We're
fucked.
You know what? I'm gonna go with pee my pants in front of people.
Okay.
Because then I'll be like, I just have a disorder. Like you can't look at me or judge me.
Don't judge.
What do you got?
I'm gonna shit myself.
You're gonna shit
It's
yourself?
so messy.
Yeah, but you're in the home. Just hose it off or do some. Throw it away.
Throw it away.
I'll probably go shit myself as well because I'm in my own home.
Okay, I mean, I can get I can see the, but that just
like
seems
it's
like
not
a lot
embarrassing. It's like, oh, shit myself again. Sorry, I gotta
just
go.
a lot of cleanup.
Yeah.
What's
So
Brady's like,
well, no, because American food on our stomachs when we come down here, he shit himself.
Oh, here
like
we go. This Canadian elitist.
No, I'm not fucking with you.
Fucking me. I know her food shit.
No, it's not that it's shit. Like we eat good food when we're down here. That's not it at all. But for whatever, it's the way the food is made or the ingredient. No, I'm not fucking.
That's what
kidding.
it means. No, that's what I mean. Like we.
that's
like,
what it means.
Oh, it's
that's
so
what
bad.
I means. No.
Brady's
literally,
leaving
So bad.
You'll get like a Caesar salad or fucking whatever, but it's cooked in something. Oh, not a Caesar salad is a terrible example, but
Yeah, it was horrible. He really went there, didn't he?
He did.
He went there.
This is awesome. I love this show.
I'm
Yeah.
just.
He's regretting this immediate decision to have me on the
We're
show.
gonna delete this quickly.
No, we're not.
No, but we cook a lot of our stuff, which is fucked up shit.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
We notice it, but our stomachs are upside down.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a great time.
Interesting. So you're better. You're trying to say that you're better than us. Got it.
Nope, that was you.
69% said A. They rather shit their pants at home.
Yes,
Really?
the faithful,
Oh.
the potty mouth faithful.
All right. Would you rather A, get bright purple when you're embarrassed, or B, sweat so much you soak your clothes?
Like right now?
Like
Just
right
never,
now?
I have not stopped sweating today.
Oh my
Fuck,
god.
I would. I mean, I could be purple.
You could be purple.
I
Yeah,
could be
give me
purple.
a little purple. It's
I'm
fine.
fine with purple.
I'm good with purple as well.
Yeah,
I
'cause
hate.
I'm a shade down from purple, so we're good.
Yeah, you're right. You're not far off anyway. So 72% said perps.
Come on.
See?
Give them the perps.
For the win.
People spoken.
Number 3. Would you rather see your other half in a porn, or B, your parents?
I'd watch him in a porn any day.
You'd watch
Brady?
him?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Look at Brady's like, yeah.
He's a great looking dude.
Yeah, look at that.
Him and Andy. Andy and I had this conversation. Andy Stump and I had this conversation. I said, you're going to start gay porn. He's like, I might. Who knows? And I said, there you go. Brady, I'm going to call Andy and we're going to say, hey, look, Brady's jumping in.
Hey, can I manage your OnlyFans account?
Yeah.
Can I get a little percentage off of that?
Yeah, Brady will get that. It'll be fine.
Perfect.
I answered.
No, you didn't.
My parents, I guess.
Did you say your parents?
This is so weird.
Instead of watching your spouse in a porn?
That would be tough. That would be tough.
Yeah, what if it's what if it's your
Oh,
wife
if
with
it's-
another girl?
Yeah, there you go. Hey.
How weird is that? We're like, as soon as it's like, oh, it's girl on girl. Oh, no, for sure.
It's good, bro. It's good,
It's
bro.
all good, bro.
I'd rather see that than my parents, bro.
Yeah.
No
It's
problem.
another dude. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking nope. Just
No,
stop.
that's
Stop.
hilarious. That's so funny.
That was
gosh.
bad.
This is weird.
67% said they'd rather see their better half.
Yeah, I told you because there's no. If you know what you're getting into, you're fine with it.
Porn.
Hilarious. Paul's very uncomfortable right now.
This is the way I
sweating
want him
worse.
to be.
Oh, God.
Okay. Would you rather A, have a 1-minute conversation with your past self or with your future self?
Future self, easy.
Past. I would not have signed for this podcast.
Well, you fucked yourself.
Well,
up.
you're here now, motherfucker.
That's right.
I would say future, and B, 62% said they would rather have a convo with their future.
Yeah, I was gonna say because past. I mean, like, it's not that. It's
What are
not
you gonna do, right?
Well, it's not that it's not gonna teach you anything, but it's at the same time, it's like if I can talk to my future. Just tell me, am I on the right path? Do what we're doing?
Am I fucking up, or
do I
like,
need to deviate?
Yeah, exactly,
Like,
exactly.
yeah.
And it's a 1 minute conversation too, so you gotta be.
I got
be snappy.
I'd be ready.
Oh well, we've all heard you talk,
Ha.
so yeah, we know you're good there. Would you rather A, be constantly itchy, or B, constantly sticky?
Oh, who is coming? Are you coming up with these?
Some of these are mine, yes.
Itchy or sticky?
Yep.
Oh no, I want to say sticky. Let me tell you why. If you've ever had a surgery before and had a drug reaction and you're itchy,
Oh yeah.
I've clawed my skin like off my legs before.
Have you ever seen a meth addict? Dude, they're literally clawing their face off. Dude.
Yeah,
It's
well,
terrible.
so I'll take sticky. I'll just be the sticky
Either one,
person.
don't get me wrong, either one is terrible. I hate like coming home and just being like shit's just sticking to, again, you're sitting in that
sticking to your
chair that
chair.
I'm going to sell on eBay later.
That's
but,
right.
Sticky's terrible. Itchy's terrible.
Right.
Paul, what do you got?
Give me the sticky icky.
That's sticky icky.
Yeah. It's not that bad.
I will say sticky because itchy is literally will drive you insane.
Well, it would literally,
Yeah.
you would,
Yeah,
it's
it would
not ideal.
literally make you go mad. Yeah.
Yep.
B, 69% said
Sticky? Sticky? Because
That's
sticky is
sticky icky.
doable. You can wash sticky.
you can figure it out, but itchy is like you literally will
It's
take your
your-
skin off.
Yeah.
Would you rather A, fulfill your biggest goal, or B, resolve your biggest regret?
I don't have any regrets. So I go for my goal.
Oh, stop it!
I don't.
No,
I don't.
no ragettes.
No, because I think if you have any, then you're not living. You're not like you got to understand something. You make mistakes. That doesn't mean you regret your life. It means you make mistakes.
True.
You grow from those.
I get you on there, but I feel like everybody wishes they didn't do something at some time in their life. There's got to be a situation somewhere, sometime where you're like, man, I really fucked that up.
I used to think that.
And then you did ayahuasca.
And then I used to think that, and I used to think that I had regrets, and then I realized that they were all growth points, not
Good.
regrets.
Okay, I'll accept that.
I know you hate that answer.
No,
Get
no,
over
no.
it.
I will
Sorry.
accept that. I will accept that.
Uh-huh.
Paul, what do you got?
What was the other one? Regrets and what?
You're like,
Regrets
can you
and
give me the
shitty.
origin?
Oh, goals. Yeah, give me a goal. Give me a goal. Give me
fulfill your
feel-
biggest.
Yeah.
I would say resolve my biggest regret. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Be that. Just
What-
get that out of the back of the
What's
mind.
the regret?
I'm not. That's for another show.
Okay.
74% said biggest goal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Would you rather A, live without music, or B, live without TV? This is fairly lopsided.
I would live without TV, and I would need music.
TV.
Yeah. B, 93%
Oh,
said, get the fuck out of here, TV.
I think music has more value. I mean, it has more value in a different way. It's used for healing. It's used for love. It's used for celebration. It's
Yes.
used. It's in every part of everybody's day, whether they're realizing they hear it or not.
Wow.
So
deep.
I was actually going through this with my wife Dana beforehand, and she went through that one and she chose
TV?
but I was like,
Lame.
babe, like music, think about it. And he's like, it's healing. It's just like, you're right. That I should
Think
I
about
shouldn't
that.
do TV.
No wedding song.
Yeah.
No.
Like when you hear a song, it like makes you feel something,
It's
whether
all
it's
the
good or
feels.
bad. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
you know, like our wedding song. Like tell me, when we got married, that song that plays, you don't feel something like
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know what I mean? Like that puts you to a different. It's all music. It puts
Working
you to a
out,
different
a
level.
little rage. music?
Exactly.
You
Wow.
gotta get all.
Exactly.
You gotta have all the music.
You know, he puts on a little Nickelback. You know, he's good to go.
Bro, they're Canadian. They used to live. What's his face used to live 2 streets down from my in-laws.
That's amazing.
The lead singer.
Shout out.
What's his nuts?
What's his name?
What's his name?
I don't know. He's Canadian. It's
I'm gonna-
Nickelback. He stands like this and he just guitars just with like this
That is
horrible
a
blonde.
flawless air guitar.
It's so bad, but he does this weird stance and he like. I can't with his hair.
The hair is rough.
It's
to get
bad,
through.
right?
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, would you rather A, have a runny nose for the rest of your life,
He,
or B, cough after every word?
oh, runny nose.
I'm coughing.
You're coughing?
After every word?
Yeah.
Everyone's got.
Think about how much work that would be.
Who cares? I don't want to talk that
You guys
much.
got
Your diaphragm would just
COVID
be-
over there.
I don't want to talk
Just
that much.
coughing all over the
I
place.
hate it in runny nose. I get all.
I have a runny.
You're an
I
allergy-
always have a runny nose.
Are you an allergy guy?
Nah, yeah, my eyes get it, hide it, or show it.
He gets to the point where he sounds like Disney can't breathe the dog, and his
Go
nose.
straight to Bronx, New York.
Seriously, it's the worst. And
Adrian.
Adrian, all the time. You should ask him about his Adrian video after he broke his nose. It was good.
Oh shit!
Can't wait. And I would go runny nose because I pretty much have that anyway. 86% said runny nose.
Right? See, I'm winning.
Unfollow.
Would you rather A, always forget who you are, or B, always forget who everyone else is?
Oh.
Tough one, right?
Yeah, because when you forget who somebody else is, that's often a disease called Capgras syndrome.
I'm pretty sure I have that, but
And
carry on.
it's like a form of schizophrenic.
Where am I?
I met a lady I went to school for so it's where you literally like, it's Capgras syndrome. It's like where you like, so you think the person's an imposter and you become violent towards them. It's a really bad disease. So no, I'm going to go with, but if you forget who you are all the time,
That's rough.
that's even rougher. I don't know. I'm going to go with forget who I am.
Interesting.
Because if you forget who everybody is, think of it this way: you've got you want to at least know who they are so that they can help you.
That's a good way
But
to put it.
if you don't know who anybody is and you know who you are, you're like, I know who you are, but I don't know who any of you are. You're always gonna feel like you're under attack.
There
I'm
you
gonna go. I'm gonna forget who everyone else is.
I'm gonna say forget who everybody else is because I already pretty much do that.
Okay, fantastic.
I'm telling you, CT is a real thing, man.
Oh no, I know all about it. Yeah,
Dude, I've had quite a few head injuries, and it's getting a little scary at this point in my
so
life.
we'll tell you about some stuff after that could help with that.
Okay, great, can't wait.
No, it's like a literal Dr. Mark Gordon. It's this incredible stuff for brain damage and TBIs. I'm serious. It's something we take.
I would love to. Honestly though, like no jokes aside, like I have a very like you're dogging me because I was writing notes down.
I just like to give you shit.
Yeah, I know you were. But I was like, dude, I literally will forget where we are if I don't write this shit down. So
You've heard every one of my podcasts, right? Do I ever know where I am?
Well played.
Yeah.
Well played. Okay. Yes, this is the last one.
'Kay.
Okay. Would you rather lose all of your money you've earned this year,
Okay.
or B, lose all of your memories you've gained this year?
Oh, money. I like my brain.
Lose all the money.
Yeah, because your money isn't everything. Money comes and goes.
Yeah, money. I'm very impartial with money. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. I
Yeah.
Again, going back to the memory loss thing, like I would love to keep the memories.
Right.
And 72% said the same thing. They'd rather ditch the money and keep the memories.
I'm liking the viewership response I'm getting here. That's fantastic. Those are
Right?
good answers.
Right? Well, okay, that's all I got. This has been an interesting podcast.
Oh, good.
It's
No.
been something that I hope that you were happy with.
No, this was a great time. Honestly, we're
Okay,
gonna have
good.
you back in one of these
Okay,
days.
good.
Actually, we'd love to go up there.
Yeah, whenever you guys can come up there, you guys
whenever
are welcome.
Your Lord and Savior, your
Don't-
best friend,
Not my guy.
not my guy.
He ain't my guy.
No,
That'd be actually a great shirt. Have a picture of him and just be like, not my guy.
Yeah.
no, we're gonna go to that park. The little.
Yeah.
little-
There
COVID
you go.
Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, come up and have a barbecue for the
All
day.
right, let's do it.
People are getting married there. You guys could, if you got a wedding, throw it together. You can also do it there. Canadians
Perfect.
can marry Americans there. Everyone can leave and not quarantine,
I
and
love
it's
it.
no rules.
I love it. Well, all honesty, I love you, Mucho. You're doing
Thanks,
so
dude.
many fucking great things. Honestly, it's really an honor. And I'm not trying
Aw.
to be all mushy gushy, but you're doing so many great things, and it's so cool that we've actually connected and made all these podcasts and interactions happen. It's been
Thanks,
really
man.
fucking cool, and I can't wait to see what you're doing next. But if you could tell the people where to find you.
Everything is brassinunity.com. Our Instagram is brassinunity. Our Facebook, our website. I encourage that, like, if you, I know it's a company, and I understand people's state right now. And so if you can, you can't afford to buy anything, do yourself a favor, go onto our donation page, find the charities, share the charities. share the information, share, do all of that stuff. We don't want your money. If you don't have it, don't spend it what you have. Just share the information, spread the word, spread the love. That does, comes back in spades. So just support, the Brass and Unity in any way you can. If that's sharing, liking, tagging, I am so for that. And I'm grateful for the opportunity. It's been, it was great to have you on my show. It was great to finally meet Paul and kind of get to sit and get to find out who you were. And
thank you.
I've got a lot of questions for you, so you're going to come on soon. And you guys have treated us with nothing but grace and respect, and you guys have been great to my husband and welcoming. And so we will be back, but everything is Brass and Unity related.
I love it.
Thanks
Paul,
so much.
You want to take us home?
You guys follow the main man, the host of the most, at Spencer Kirksey Official. Follow the cameraman, the man, the myth, the legend, at Got Your Vibes. Follow myself at the Alpha Instinct. Kelsie, thank you so much for your generosity and just your message. It's been great. Appreciate you guys. Brady, you're just as awesome. You guys are perfect couple.
Power couple, baby.
Power couple, yeah.
Thanks, guys.
You're gonna have a busy year this year. Next year is gonna be crazy. I'm glad we got you on what we did. So thanks again.
You're gonna rebound and everything's gonna be great.
That's
Big husses, y'all. We'll see you next time.